Hello. Welcome to the Fanfic Majesty. If you want more content, you can follow me on Patreon. I will be uploading more content on there that will be exclusive. The link is in the description. Please support me. 6 PC. Chapter 114 Defeat Jiren. The final battle. Open black lens bracket subscription. Close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. This is my return gift to you, Super God. Air Strike. Fist. The loud shout fell. Bergette's fist with golden flames cut through the space, and slammed heavily on Jiren's face. A muffled sound of bang. The terrifying power to the extreme, the power to shatter space, distort Jiren's facial features directly. That strong body could not resist this distance at all, and instantly turned into an aurora and flew to the other side of the different dimensional world. After passing through countless different dimensional barriers in a row, Jiren trembled and stabilized his body. Jiren stood still. His eyes were red. Just because of this punch, he was severely injured. Not only blood slipped from his nostrils and mouth, but even his brain was buzzing. It can be seen how powerful this blow is. Just like that, defeated. Do not. He won't give in so easily. He can still fight. He hasn't used all his strength yet. He can get stronger. Ha! Jiren, who stabilized his body, disregarded his own injury, and once again gathered a super powerful energy attack. The ultimate energy gathered in the palms of both hands, scorching so terribly hot that it seemed that even the space could be burnt out. This dazzling flame, as if to completely burn down the world of different dimensional slits, has infinite power and great momentum. Take it. From Jiren's palm, a huge crimson energy ray burst out, breaking through the layers of space barriers and shooting towards Bergette on the other side. Facing this blow, Bergette's eyes narrowed. It's a powerful blow, but this kind of heat is your limit. Using Jiren's usual words to give back to Jiren, Bergette took out the third-order power of Super Saiyan Blue in an instant. Even if it is only 30%, it is a unit that exceeds the 100 streams. After all, this was Jiren's life-threatening blow, and it was powerful enough to hurt him. Even a powerhouse with a combat power of dozens of units would be absolutely impossible to stop. Even if it can be resisted, at least it has to pay a huge price. Majestic divine power surged into his body. He raised his hand, and lightly turned the energy rays of Jiren's life into nothingness. It seems easy, but in fact Bergette has spent a lot of physical and energy. This scene also made Jiren sluggish for a while, and it also made the players and gods who were in the boundless world watching the game with the help of the Grand Priest at a loss. They knew that Bergette was really strong, but what they didn't expect was that the other party was so strong. In the simplest terms, that is, what kind of monster is this? In order to fight against me, you burst out with such unimaginable enthusiasm. I see it all in my eyes. As an opponent, I must give you enough response. Jiren, you are also the only one who can truly single-handedly let me be a serious opponent. 35 muttered to himself. A layer of dark blue light appeared in Bergette's palm. The energy gathered, and in the next second, an aurora shot out from his palm, instantly piercing the space and attacking Jiren with a horrified face. Such an attack is so vast and boundless. Let Jiren who is facing it, there is no way to avoid it, let alone think about it. At the critical moment, Jiren had no choice but to raise his hands together to protect him, and the breath of his entire body condensed to form an indestructible fire-red energy shield. Advertisement. But even so, it was difficult to resist Bergette's attack. Exclamation mark. But in a short 2 seconds, the protective barrier formed around Jiren was crushed by brute force. Filled with a devastating energy shock wave, it instantly bombarded Jiren's arms. Single quote exclamation mark 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 single quote. The deafening roar spread, and in an instant, the space where Jiren was in was crushed by the power of the explosion, and he himself was directly blown out of the different dimensional slit world. On the dilapidated arena of Wujerji. As the space shattered again, a beam of light fell from the sky and smashed straight onto the ring fragments. In a row, after smashing more than a dozen pieces, Jiren was able to stop, and did not fall directly because of this. Jiren, who was seriously injured, fell to her knees. The most critical moment was when he broke out the power beyond the limit to forcibly reverse the situation, otherwise, he would have been eliminated. At this time, his breath was exhausted, and his burly figure did not seem to have changed, but in fact the wounds on his body were shocking. With one hand on the ground, Jiren was doing her best to keep herself from falling. Ha, 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 ha. The injury was so serious that Jiren gasped for breath. For him, this was the first time he had been breathing so violently since he was strong. No one has ever been able to push him to this point, and no one has ever been able to hurt him so far. This scene made everyone in the 11th universe stunned, and everyone except Angel Margarita showed panic and fear in their eyes. Now, even a fool can see it. Jiren lost. Moreover, even if she survives this wave, she cannot escape the fate of losing. In the interdimensional crack, Bergette slowly walked out of it. Domineering and mighty, full of divine power, how dazzling. After violently defeating Gogeta, he once again showed his strength, crushing the strongest Jiren in the 11th universe. Once, a monster called a monster. With his appearance, the huge crack behind him quickly disappeared, as if afraid of Bergette's re-entry. Falling slowly, this time Vegette did not divert his attention, but kept staring at Jiren. Coming to a fragment of the highest point of the ring, Bergette looked down on the dying Jiren in a victorious attitude. Not being eliminated directly by him is indeed Jiren's luck. His breath was no longer as hot and vast as before. On the contrary, it is like a candle that may be extinguished at any time, and it may be extinguished by blowing it lightly. Just stop here, Jiren. Keep fighting, you'll only get yourself killed by this overburning power. Bergette's ruthless voice reached Jiren's ears. He could see that Jiren was fighting by sacrificing everything, and this powerful power was also the absolute power he bought by burning his life. It's strong, yes, but if you use it again, it will be doomed. Haha, have you seen it? But, for strength, I can do anything at all costs. Do you think that I will be afraid of death? Afraid of death? Wrong. Jiren's eyes were hot and irresistible. Imagined fighting spirit. His depleted breath, as if returning to light, revitalized and burned again. Strength is everything, and strength is the meaning of my existence, even if I sacrifice my life for this, strength. The power to defeat everything, the power to not be questioned, this is what I pursue. I don't want to anymore. The attempt of the year failed. In a burst of hysterical shouting, Jiren's anger once again showed an explosive rise. Boom. Huge fiery red flames swept through the boundless realm, and his combat power index rose at a leaping speed. Advertisement. Through her own ability, Bergette saw that Jiren's combat power value has reached the level of nearly 100 streams at this time. This is, completely let go. Same as the original, but much stronger than the original. Power at all costs. Jiren, you are really a tough guy, you are a worthy warrior, but also a stupid opponent. Bergette's eyes narrowed, and dark blue ignited again all over her body flame. He could see that Jiren had already bet everything, and if he continued to maintain this state of burning his life, it would take less than half a minute for this guy to die. Such an opponent died in the battle with him like this, even if it wasn't because of him, he would not be eliminated, but Bergette didn't want to see this scene. He thought so. Jiren didn't know what was in his heart, his big hand condensed hot breath and waved it violently. Drink, angrily shouted, and the breath formed an indestructible super giant flame wall, rushing towards Bergette. The power and strength of this flame wall is not a 100-level powerhouse, and there is absolutely no possibility of blocking it. Bergette didn't want to see Jiren die like this. He decisively took out nearly 50% of the Super Saiyan Blue third-order combat power, and the combat power of more than 200 streams broke out. At this moment, he also turned into a dark blue energy beam and drilled into Jiren's energy wall, and forcibly broke through, rushing in front of Jiren. Bergette's reappearance made Jiren furious and threw another punch. This punch was easily dodged by Bergette. The next second, Bergette's poised punch slammed into Jiren's stomach. The sound of bang sounded. Bergette's huge fist slammed into Jiren's abdomen, and the terrifying force ran through Jiren's body, causing him to spit acid water, completely destroying his defense. In front of him, darkness swept over, and Jiren knew that he was probably going to stop here. Open black lens bracket is my limit. Is it here? Really? Unwilling? Obviously, I shouldn't have lost. Thinking secretly in her heart, this last persistence made Jiren resent her incompetence. Finally, closing his eyes, all the breath dissipated, and he fell into a coma. I have to say, the power you release with your life is really strong. I can't eliminate you if I don't show my real skills. Jiren, you are a good opponent. Maybe there will be a chance for us to fight in the future. I don't want to look at you just lose your life, because if you die like this, you can't get stronger. For now, just sleep peacefully for a while. Stunning Jiren, Bergette lifted her foot and slammed him down straight off the ring. With the elimination of Jiren, the 11th universe also lost all members. It also faces the risk of being eliminated by Xeno. 11th universe's auditorium. Everyone looked worriedly at the dying Jiren. They know that Jiren has tried her best, really tried her best. With the help of Angel Makalita, Jiren reluctantly recovered a little and came back to life. Just do your best, Jiren. Vermut didn't blame or feel dissatisfied, he even had a feeling of relief for Jiren. The opponent's ability to show such passion and scorching heat in the battle has exceeded his expectations, even if it is erased, he will recognize it. At least, no disgrace to the 11th universe. Vermut. Jiren, who was dying, opened his eyes and muttered his name weakly. Feeling the concern from his companions, he seemed to have opened his own shackles at this time. In the past, he had always been alone, but now he has many people standing behind him. Good job Jiren, thank you for your hard work for our 11th universe, don't blame yourself, don't care. Isn't it just being erased? Vermut nodded with a smile. Jiren was also stunned when he heard the words, he turned his head subconsciously, and looked at Toppo who was supporting him. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that to you before. Jiren said, and couldn't help apologizing to Toppo. Advertisement. What are you talking about? Jiren, that kind of thing is over, you don't need to apologize. After Jiren apologized, Toppo felt his heart warm. And he got the approval of Jiren. At this moment, it seems that they all don't care if they are eliminated. Just do your best. Toppo. Jiren used the last strength to call Toppo's name, and finally wanted to say something, but didn't say a word. The next second, he suddenly noticed something again, and looked towards Bergette's position on the ring. The other party was looking at him with a smile on his face, and through his eyes, he conveyed what Jiren was thinking. I see, but I'm looking forward to the next battle, but maybe there will be no chance. You are really strong and terrible. A relieved smile appeared on his face. Jiren, not at this moment. Focus on winning and losing. Immediately after that, the abilities of the two Xeno were activated. In the 11th universe, everyone except Angel Margarita is surrounded by white light. All members returned to nothingness, and the 11th universe also disappeared. Conference, is it over? Do not. This power conference is not over yet. There are still people in the ring. The final, most exciting, and most climax part of this power conference is only now about to begin. Humph. I didn't expect that the two universes will have the final duel. However, it doesn't make much sense. What do you say, Beerus? 35 Champa has been standing, looking at Beerus of the 7th universe next door. They are brothers, and now at this time, all provocations and ridicules are meaningless. Meaning 1.5 is not big. What are you talking about, Champa? Although the Bergette of your universe is indeed invincible, our 7th universe will also fight to the end. Beerus gritted his teeth and replied. Apparently, Champa just let him concede and that's it. But how could Beerus admit defeat? How could he be willing to admit his fate? Son Goku, Vegeta, Frieza, number 17 in the ring are all still there, they all have to fight again. Quote. Faced with such words, Champa was speechless. At this moment, even if the 7th universe does not admit defeat, the result will not change. The power conference, and the last 3 minutes, these 3 minutes were enough for Bergette to eliminate the last 4 of the 7th universe. No more talking here, on the ring. About to face Bergette again, this time Son Goku and Vegeta are already on their feet. Frieza and the 17th are still releasing energy to give them. Stop it. At this time, there is no point. Son Goku said proactively. As soon as these words came out, how could Frieza and number 17 not understand, and immediately stopped the transmission of energy? Humph. Kakarot, this is the final battle. Vegeta took a deep breath and hummed. The faces of the two were solemn, and Frieza and number 17 had already made their final sacrifice. Let the two of us open the way for you. Number 17 shouted, showing his last strength. Although it is a type of infinite energy, after reaching a certain limit, there is also a cap. The infinite energy furnace in the body has already reached the point of overload. I didn't expect that you would join forces with this king. Let me, the Emperor of the Universe, come and meet the Saiyan monkey of the 6th universe for a while. Frieza said. His face suddenly burst into blue veins, he breathed completed the transformation of the golden form. Chapter 115 The Strongest Battle, Bergette vs Bergette Open Black Lens Bracket Subscription Close Black Lens Bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. In this case, the four reached an agreement. Frieza and number 17 stand in the front, Son Goku and Vegeta in the back. His eyes fixed on the Bergette on the huge stone pillar. How proud and powerful is that Super Saiyan Blue Third Order stance, it is just the coercion and shock emanating from the invisible, so that they dare not act rashly. Especially now that Jiren was defeated by Bergette, he has paid attention to them at this time, and showed them a mocking and provocative smile. I've already reached this point, can you still have the will to fight against me? It's just the power of ants. Although I don't know where you got your courage, no matter what you do, it's futile. Shaking in disappointment, shaking her head, Bergette's eyes locked on Android 17 and Gold Frieza. The combat power values of these two people appeared in front of his eyes, which was a shock to him. Because originally there were only units of the 7th dimension, but now they are all units of the 8th dimension Z, and they are still the pinnacle of Z. Either, he didn't show his strength at the beginning, or he grew up in this power conference. In terms of potential alone, both number 17 and Frieza are terrifying. It is not unimaginable to upgrade from the Guy unit to the peak of the Z unit. Unfortunately, compared with him, the gap is too big. You must know that in terms of pure dimensional level, the difference between them is more than one big dimension. It is the vast difference between the 3 great dimensions. The mocking smile on Bergette's face turned into a chuckle, and then she couldn't help but said again, just rely on you, I'm afraid even 1/10,000th of my coercion can't bear it. At this time, it's not yours. Players of different levels can control the situation. The moment the words fell, Bergette's mouth let out a sullen drink. Suddenly, an invisible coercion turned into a terrifying giant wave, which swept through all the broken arena fragments in the boundless world in just 1 second. This kind of coercion is straight to the soul, and it is not just a simple suppression of the body's ability to move. Number 17 and Golden Frieza, who were attacked for the first time, struggled to resist the impact of the terrifying breath of 14, their bodies retreated uncontrollably, their legs rubbed against the ring and slid until the edge of the ring. Damn the Saiyan monkey. Is this king unable to resist just the impact of the momentum? I really don't believe it, you really can let me down without doing anything. Golden Frieza was very dissatisfied. He felt unwilling and angry for his weak power. However, he won't give in. The Emperor of Universe has the character of the Emperor of Universe. Why are these Saiyans as strong as monsters? The strength of Son Goku and Vegeta from their universe makes him unable to compete, and now a Saiyan from another universe is even more terrifying. The other party didn't even make a move, just relying solely on the impact of his breath. He was so overwhelmed that he couldn't even fight back. Not reconciled, let Frieza become stronger. Beyond his own limit, even if it is still difficult to resist, he is going to launch a counterattack. Not easily deterred, this is Frieza. Even if he was the only one with this unit not long ago, facing gods of destruction, he would not be afraid at all. Damn, hold on. Frieza. Number 17 gritted his teeth and shouted. Advertisement. That being said, he's actually under even more pressure than Golden Frieza. Because in terms of strength, Gold Frieza is indeed better than him. Nonetheless, he held on to his beliefs while strengthening his momentum so as not to be completely overwhelmed. It's best for him that Bergette doesn't shoot, because then they can hold off longer. Once Bergette really makes a shot, then they may not have a chance to react at all, and they will be instantly killed and thrown off the ring. Either way, have to buy Son Goku and Vegeta a little time, even just a little, to get their energy a step further with those two Saiyan fusions. Don't give me orders. Although Golden Frieza refused verbally, he still tried his best to resist Bergette's aura, and the two had begun to unite, holding on to the edge of the ring without delay. Ken falls. It seems blocked, very shocking. But to Bergette, both of them are like candles in the wind, swept away by the hurricane, they will go out at any time. Bergette is also not amused by their boring resistance. I have to say that you are quite tenacious, but the ants must have the consciousness to be ants. Now this is no place for you to keep, so give me. Go on. With an angry shout, Bergette added again. The impact and strength of the breath have been increased. Boom. A deafening roar sounded. The impact of Bergette's terrifying breath shattered the ring at the feet of Golden Frieza and number 17 in an instant. Don't give them a chance to attack, and don't give them a chance to express themselves. At least it's not necessary now. Lost support, number 17 and Gold Frieza can no longer recover. Even if they are not reconciled, the two can only watch themselves fall into the abyss of the boundless. In this final arena, only the strongest will remain. The weak without strength will all be eliminated. In a flash, the two players of the 7th universe were eliminated, and Bergette's cold eyes swept away. Those sharp eyes quickly locked on Son Goku and Vegeta, who had recovered most of their injuries and stamina. Next, it's just the two of you. Although I didn't expect to fight you again, you should know that even if you were at your peak, even if you fusion become Vegeta, you are definitely not my opponent. The cold and arrogant words fell, and this was also Bergette's ultimatum to them. Humph. You are as calm as you can say now. If we didn't have the means, we wouldn't stand here and confront you. Vegeta is more direct than Son Goku, and in one sentence, they directly stated their preparations. At least, it is not a powerless struggle, but something to rely on. Really, whatever tricks you use, fusion or Kaioken, it doesn't matter what power you sacrifice your life for. Come on, as long as you can defeat me, you can change as long as you can. I'm all here waiting, y'all. Bergette's words were so arrogant, confident, and fearless. However, he is qualified to say this. Verbal skills, Bergette is no worse than anyone else. To be honest, I really don't know how to beat you guy. But we won't give up until the last minute. Drink. With a shout, Son Goku mobilized the energy in his body, and in a blink of an eye, he entered the full power transformation of Super Saiyan Blue. In the current state, it can also become Super Saiyan Blue with full power, which is already very remarkable. Thanks to the energy Frieza gave him, otherwise he wouldn't be able to stand. HMPH. Don't get too carried away, bastard, the battle isn't over yet, do you really think you've settled for us? Vegeta, who was not convinced, resolutely released all the energy in his body, and he entered in a single thought. The state of full power in Super Saiyan Blue color. Advertisement. It's not the evolution of Super Saiyan's dark blue, it can be seen that his state has not been restored 100%, even if there is more powerful power in the body, it cannot be exerted. Seeing that the Saiyan second young master was in Super Saiyan Blue state, Bergette's expression didn't change much, and it didn't even make any waves, as if she didn't care at all. So, is this form of Super Saiyan Blue your last resort? He. That's a pity. Bergette shook her head in disappointment, deeply disdainful of it. In this situation, he originally thought that the protagonist of the Saiyan second young master would have an aura attack, at least directly breaking through an Ultra Instinct or Super Saiyan Blue color third order. Facts have proved that the aura of the protagonist is not always shrouded in them as if they are open. Vegeta, are you ready? Son Goku glanced at Vegeta beside him and asked seriously. It's already ready, let's start Kakarot. Vegeta responded impatiently. Immediately afterwards, the two took out the Patara earrings handed to them on the 17th at the same time. This is. Bergette naturally noticed their movements for the first time. When the Patara earrings came into view, he knew what Son Goku and Vegeta's last cards were. Moreover, he also recognized the earrings as the earrings of Supreme Kai of the 6th universe, the special earrings used by Kefla. Although I don't know how it fell into their hands, it doesn't matter now. It turns out that because fusion cannot be repeated within half an hour, it is necessary to rely on Patara to fit together. Judging from the integrity of the fit and the fusion of energy, Patara earrings are indeed slightly stronger than fusion, but they are not much, Bergette. I'm really looking forward to this man's strength. The corners of his mouth twitched slightly, and Bergette's heart was filled with interest. In fact, in a sense, he has a certain relationship with Saiyan, the combination of Bergette. This kind of origin is not only a word difference in the name, but also in appearance. Bergette has a lot in common with Bergette. Moreover, he defeated Gogeta, the most powerful fusion warrior in all dimensions before. I just don't know how much surprise this invincible warrior can bring to him. It was beyond Bergette's expectations to simply face off against the two beings who most wanted to play against each other at the Power Conference. Finally, when Son Goku and Vegeta both wore these Patara earrings. With the wearing of the earrings, the emerald green earrings flashed green light at the same time as if they had reached a resonance. In the next second, Saiyan Second Xiao was attracted by a mysterious force, the bodies of the two collided, and white light bloomed. In the center of this light, the bodies of Son Goku and Vegeta merge with each other and finally become one. When the white light dissipated, a man with Potala earrings and a broken blue and orange martial arts uniform descended on the ring. Moreover, this man was filled with a strong divine aura. He is known as the invincible integrated warrior, Vegeta. In the same Super Saiyan blue state, his Super Saiyan blue color is a little stronger than Gogeta's Super Saiyan blue color. But the difference is not too big. After the fusion was completed, Bergette looked at Bergette with a solemn gaze. The man in front of him is the opponent he will face next. This guy looks like him 80% to 90%. Through the Patara earrings, you became one person again, but so what? The fusion warrior from before, Gogeta has been defeated by me, and you, born through the Patara earrings, feel qualified to defeat me. Bergette and Vegeta looked at each other and said confidently and arrogantly. Advertisement. He didn't think that Vegeta could beat him. In his eyes, Vegette's combat strength was only a mere 1500. It's very powerful, yes, but at this level, it's far from enough to see. Don't look at me the same way you look at Gogeta. First, I'm not Gogeta. Second, I'm Vegeta. Clenching his fists, Vegeta felt that his dignity was being trampled on, and retorted dissatisfiedly. Bergette, the name is very similar to mine, with only one word difference, but, so what? How long do you think you can maintain this state with your current state? With a sneer, Bergette asked in a defiant tone. How long does it take you to take care of it? There are only 3 minutes left in this game. And, your nonsense, a bit too much. 133 roars. Bergette seems to be trying to make Bergette nod. If you underestimate yourself again, you will release a more powerful energy pool. The vast energy storm swept away like a huge wave. His state also sublimated, and he came to the second stage of Super Saiyan Blue, the pinnacle of dark blue evolution. The 500,000-fold increase in normal combat power also raised Vegette's combat power value to a terrifying 7-5,000 gully. It is also the peak of Super Saiyan's dark blue evolution. I don't know if Saiyan Second Xiao broke through to make him stronger, or if he is indeed stronger than Gogeta. Bergette's eyes were unmoved, and she didn't seem to care about Bergette's current power. To be honest, after fighting the all-out Gogeta and the all-out fight like Jiren's life, it's hard for him to be interested in this level. Besides, he really didn't have that much time to waste. Even if the other party is in the same unit as him, Bergette is not interested at all. A look of disappointment flashed in his eyes, and although it was only for a moment, Vegeta still noticed it. Suddenly, a burst of anger emerged in his heart. This is the majestic anger after he was underestimated. As a fit warrior, his appearance represents invincibility and invincibility in the world. He has appeared twice before, and each time he crushed the enemy with overwhelming force. This kind of underestimation made the other party feel disappointed, and Vegeta was furious. Asshole. Don't underestimate people. What Gogeta can't do, doesn't mean I can't do it. Ah, Kaioken. 20 times. Desperately trying to prove himself, Bergette was stimulated by Bergette's contemptuous gaze. This time, he didn't care and went straight to the punch. 20 times the Kaioken is here. In the state of Super Saiyan's dark blue evolution limit, use 20 times the Kaioken to forcibly increase Vegeta's combat power value to 150. This kind of combat power is stronger than the previous outbreaks of Gogeta and Jiren. It can already match 1/3 of Bergette's combat effectiveness. This strength also gave Bergette a little interest in fighting. Forget it, it's the last opponent anyway. Although I'm a little disappointed in strength, but I'm also a little bit, can play with me seriously. Bergette put her left hand behind her, raised her right hand and hooked her index finger, provoking Vegeta. I'll give you a special offer. I only use one hand and one leg to fight you. Don't miss such a great opportunity. Bergette. Every word of Bergette lingered like a magic sound in Vegeta's ear. Before the battle started, the other side despised him so much, even though he knew that Bergette had this qualification, but it was really, very annoying. Stop being arrogant. With a roar, Bergette's legs charged up, smashed the ring under her feet, turned into red and blue light and rushed towards Bergette. Chapter 116 The Strongest and the Strongest. 30 times Kaioken. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Looking at Bergette coming straight ahead, the corners of Bergette's mouth twitched slightly. While his face was full of smiles, his posture also changed dramatically. Facing the terrifying momentum that was ushered in, it had reached the point where Bergette could be serious. After all, no matter what, it is a battle strength of 150 streams, even if it is achieved with the help of 20 times Kaioken, but in Vegette's hands, it can burst into a power that is absolutely not lost to this battle strength. Like Gogeta, Bergette is even better in some ways. The distance is getting closer and closer, but it is only a short 0.01 second moment, and Vegette's fist is already oncoming. If it was only the existence of the units in the 10th dimension groove, they would be stunned by this terrifying momentum, not to mention raising their hands to resist. But for Bergette, that's how it feels. The power conference, the expectations reported by Bergette were not high, because even Jiren was absolutely incomparable to his Super Saiyan blue color third order. Even before participating in the conference, Bergette's perception was that as long as she took out the second level of Super Saiyan blue color, she would be enough to match and defeat all opponents. Of course, this is just a reverie before the start. After the game started, Bergette also realized that she was thinking simple. First, because of his appearance, there was a butterfly effect, which caused the contestants to become stronger than the original. Second, the contestants have also undergone tremendous changes, especially the 7th universe, even the existence of Broly has appeared in advance. The originally imagined unit of the 10th dimension groove is already the strongest limit among all the contestants. Now, there are not a few people who have reached the 10th dimension. Son Goku and Vegeta in particular, first fusion became Gogeta and now Bergette. Time seemed to stand still at this moment. At 0.00001 seconds, Bergette and Bergette looked at each other. It seems to be permanently fixed at this moment, but it is indeed a momentary moment. An earth-shattering explosion sounded. Bergette's punch fell hard into Bergette's palm. This unparalleled punch could even break the space directly, but it was locked in Bergette's hand so firmly that Bergette couldn't move or even retract his fist. The four eyes met at close range, and neither side diverted their attention. The terrifying aftermath spreads in a straight line, and the invisible shock wave destroys most of the small fragments of the Wujerji arena. How terrifying is this scene. All the players could only stay away, even the gods were completely stunned. After all, with the situation developing to this point, who would have imagined that Son Goku and Vegeta would reunite to create such an absolute powerhouse? Not losing to Gogeta, even stronger than Gogeta. The weight of this punch is really outrageous. The teasing eyes appeared again, and Bergette's words stimulated Bergette again. Advertisement. Humph. No matter how big the weight is, if it doesn't cause any substantial damage to you, it's a failed blow. So, instead of fighting back at me at this time, you humiliated me with words just to let me know about our relationship. Is there a difference in strength between the two? Vegette looked serious, and spoke back to Bergette. Hearing this, Bergette smiled lightly. If you want me to fight back, then you have to show more strength. If that's the case, then if I shoot, you will be defeated by me in an instant. It's a joke and a provocation, but it's also the truth. Vegeta took a sip and stopped talking. The breath on the body is getting stronger and stronger, and the energy in the body is rapidly expanding. He repaid Bergette with his actions, letting him know that he was not the ant in his eyes. Feeling the increased pressure in her hands, Bergette didn't care. Her arms exerted strength, and her palms lifted slightly, directly shaking Bergette out. Even if the battle strength is as high as 150 gully, Bergette's real strength has reached 500 gully. And 500 streams is only Bergette's basic strength. His limit is far more than that. The realm he is in is not just that. The power conference is a game of God, angels chessboard, and grand priest's calculation. If he only has the current strength, how can he make changes? How can he intervene at this stage? Will it really be destroyed because of the failure of the power assembly? Yes, not exactly. Cut. It's really an outrageous force. Just a swipe of my hand shook me out, and my entire arm was numb, making it difficult for me to recover. I couldn't help rubbing my wrist. Bergette tried his best to stabilize his strength and also said to Bergette. To tell the truth in this battle, he is becoming less and less confident. Just from the punch just now and the response Bergette gave him, he has already realized how terrifying Bergette's strength is. But he had to keep fighting, because if he lost the game, the 7th universe would be completely destroyed. It doesn't matter if the other universes are destroyed, because as long as the 7th universe wins, it must be able to make a wish with the Super Dragonball, and all the destroyed universes can also be restored. But if the other universe wins, even the 6th universe, but who knows what Bergette will wish for in the end. Once it's those selfish desires that are only for themselves, then no other universe can recover. Confused, Bergette narrowed her eyes, as if she was using her spirit to communicate with Bergette. But obviously, he failed, because Bergette didn't even care about that. Continue to fight. You're all, shouldn't it stop there? I can feel that after Fusion Gogeta, because of his breakthrough, the strength of Son Goku and Vegeta after disintegration has also increased greatly, so the fusion came out. You should be stronger, not just as strong as you are now. Staring at Bergette, Bergette began to urge. In a hurry, even if it's not particularly rushed. But if Vegeta doesn't show his true strength, it will be too boring to fight. The gap in strength is too large. Even if you reduce your strength to fight against it, it is at best a warm-up exercise. Sure enough, did you see it? I thought that who are 20 times the Kaioken, could force you to show more strength, but I was naive. Indeed, I have stronger strength, even if it's still not as good as you, I believe it's enough to let you let go and fight me. Vegette's words were so serious. This also let Bergette know, there is really too much difference between Bergette and Vegeta. When one fights, he only cares about himself and never cares about other existences. He has an independent thinking mode, which is regarded as an independent existence, but he has everything about Son Goku and Vegeta. One, who can think a lot and will never mess around, he is a collection of the real Son Goku and Vegeta, led by the two of them personally. Then let me see, your last reservation. Don't let me down again. Bergette chuckled. Advertisement. Then, keep your eyes open. As soon as the voice fell, Vegette's eyes narrowed, and the terrifying coercion swept across all directions like a monstrous wave. The scarlet aura completely overshadowed the dark blue energy arrogance, and Vegette's chi was rising at an extremely alarming speed. The muscles of the whole body made a sound like a muffled thunder, and the next second there was a great expansion, and countless blue veins hovered on his body like a dragon. Kaka. With his fists clenched and his teeth clenched, Vegette took out a Kaioken with a higher multiple, with a ferocious and twisted face. In Bergette's eyes, Bergette's combat effectiveness is constantly changing. Kaioken. 30 times. A cry from the soul resounded through the boundless realm. As the sound fell, Vegette's breath spread out like a sea of stars, rendering a large boundless realm. The scarlet breath and the dark blue divine power intersected each other, forming a sharp contrast. The entire boundless realm seems to have turned into Vegetta's domain at this moment. After taking out 30 times the Kaioken, Vegette's combat power value has reached an astonishing level, 225 streams. This level of combat power has infinitely approached half of the combat power of Dalit Super Saiyan Blue's third order full power state. Can you take out 30 times the Kaioken at the limit? It's really amazing, even the previous Vegeta only used it at the last moment. Your 30 times is enough to prove that you really have incredible skills. But, that's all I can compliment you on. Bergette's expression didn't change, even if it was really strong, it couldn't make him have too many mood swings. It seems that the 30 times Kaioken of Vegette is no different from before. Gradually, Bergette's breath stabilized, and his sharp eyes fixed on Bergette. The nonchalant expression of the other party made him feel a lot of pressure. Can't even get 30 times the Kaioken into your eyes. Damn it. This is the biggest multiple of Kaioken I can bear at the moment. If this can't make you go all out, then I really failure. With a solemn expression, Vegeta felt powerless in his heart. This is his third birth, but the first time he feels helpless. In the past two appearances, no matter what kind of opponent he has the power to fight, and he can even play the opponent, but this time, not only did he fail to play the opponent, but he was despised by the opponent like an ant. So, why are you still hesitating? Or, even if you took out 30 times the Kaioken, you sensed my depth, and you're even more afraid. Bergette's voice came from the void. Accept the move. Soul Storage Thrust. Vegeta, who was stimulated, couldn't control so much. When he raised his hand, an ultra-long energy lightsaber was released. Exclamation mark 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 single quote. Faced with the energy lightsaber that came in the face in an instant, Bergette took no hassle, pinching it between two fingers, preventing it from moving forward. Immediately afterwards, the two fingers exerted a slight force, and the seemingly indestructible air sword was broken into two pieces by his strength. This is not over yet, this chi sword is just to confuse the line of sight, the real attack is behind. In the space around Bergette, there were dozens or even hundreds of golden air bombs that were compressed to the extreme. Is this your method? It's a little too childish. Bergette looked at the dense energy bombs in all directions. There are a lot of them, and the power is good, but what's the use of such an attack? In the face of the absolute power gap, this kind of pediatric trick is useless, but it is just a waste of one's own energy. Bergette didn't care so much, he aimed at the void with one hand, and all the energy bullets obeyed his command and hit Bergette's position at the same time. With such an intensive attack, it is impossible to dodge all of them. Advertisement. As long as Bergette shows signs of moving, he will immediately rush up, seize the opponent's flaws in movement, and launch a full-strength attack. However, the development of events will always exceed his expectations. Faced with the energy bullet that blocked all the space, Bergette was unmoved, standing there, he just stared. The power of the gods, which was concentrated to the extreme, turned into a huge wave that swept the boundless world with him at the center. Nani. So silently that all the attacks were extinguished, which made Vegeta feel unbelievable. Talk tough with your mouth, and he will too. But it's ridiculous to do it so easily. In his eyes, the current Bergette is so invincible and invulnerable. He could not see where the hope of defeating the opponent was. This guy is like invincible. That's all your offense is. That's really disappointing. The voice fell, Bergette raised her hand, and a ball of gold and blue energy gathered in her palm. In the next second, the golden and blue two-color lightning beam, which was compressed to the extreme and so powerful that it made one's heart panic, shot out from Bergette's palm. The terrifying energy cannon, carrying the power to annihilate all things, attacked Vegeta like a wild beast roaring. Such a fatal blow made Vegette nervous and felt an unprecedented crisis. This move, He absolutely cannot resist. If he is hit, he will be half disabled if he doesn't die. At the critical moment, instant transmission skill was used, and the whole person disappeared in place at the moment when he was about to be hit by this terrifying energy. The fragments of the arena under his feet turned into powder at the moment of touching the energy, and were torn apart. The gold and blue energy cannon slammed into the void of the boundless world. Boom! Long. A deafening muffled sound spread from the abyss. Spreading throughout the world of nothingness, it seems that this small world is about to collapse and be destroyed in the next second. Bergette's face did not show a look of joy. He felt that Bergette's breath still existed in this ring. That guy should have used instant transmission to escape the range of the energy explosion at a critical moment. Perception expanded. Bergette locked in the position of Vegeta's breath. Suddenly, a silent heavy punch hit the back of Bergette's head. There was no space wave, no energy fluctuation, and no movement, just so quietly and undetected. This is exactly Vegeta's trump card. Even a powerhouse of the same level can't make any response under this silent blow. However, Bergette's actions directly refreshed his perception. The sound of woo sounded. In the nick of time, Bergette disappeared in place like a phantom. Vegeta's sneak attack was missed. Nani. The attack failed. An unbelievable look appeared on Vegette's face, and the next second, his whole body trembled, and his body instinctively sent a strong signal of danger. Father. He turned around subconsciously, only to find that Bergette's whip leg was getting closer and closer to his position. Chapter 117 The Crushing Trend. I am invincible. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Pound. Sounded an explosion. The merciless whip fell heavily on Vegeta's arm, and the terrifying force made Vegette's face change dramatically, and his body flew upside down for dozens of meters in space, and finally landed on a boulder. Vegeta, who stabilized his body, clutched his numb arm and involuntarily took in a breath of cold air. It really hurts. However, he was more concerned about how Bergette sensed his actions and thus reacted. How do you know that I would attack like this? After hiding my breath, my actions didn't make any waves, and I didn't even leave a mark on the space, just attacking so quietly. You are. How did you get out of the way? A pea-sized cold sweat fell on his forehead, and Vegeta raised his doubts. He couldn't believe why his punch didn't hit. He is very confident in this sneak attack. Even Beerus, who is the gods of destruction, is absolutely impossible to react, and it is impossible to even detect it. But Bergette easily dodges, not only dodges, but also strikes back in an instant, which makes him unacceptable. I thought it was something that made your eyes dizzy, but it's just this. Haven't you noticed it yet? It's stupid. Bergette looked down at Bergette with a playful look on her face full of expression. A smile of disdain and contempt. Noticing the contemptuous smile on Bergette's face, the anger in Bergette's heart grew even stronger, and just as he was about to attack, he suddenly thought of something terrible. His pupils suddenly dilated, and the look in Bergette's eyes was filled with awe and disbelief. He knows what's going on. Temple of Zeno. The two Zeno were cheering happily, but Vegette's fear made them feel very unsatisfied. The combination of Goku and Vegeta doesn't seem to be able to beat Bergette of the 6th universe. Zeno from the future space-time said with a distressed and dissatisfied face. That is to say, obviously they are all combined, and they are not Bergette's opponent. He is very strong. Zeno of the local time and space agreed. Zeno in the future. The power conference will be over in a few minutes. If they don't continue to fight, it will be too boring. Zeno of the local time and space. That is to say. Hurry up and continue to fight. I really want to see more fierce battles than before. Grand Priest here. He stands in the void with his hands on his back, like a true god overlooking all living beings. At this moment, an unbelievable look appeared on his face. That blow from Vegeta just now was really impressive. Covering up all the momentum, the power is very terrifying, just launching an attack so silently, even if there is any existence, it is difficult to dodge. However, Bergette dodged with ease. This was beyond his expectations. Let me see how far you have evolved as a person who does not belong to this world. With only this strength, I'm afraid it's not your true ability. The corners of Grand Priest's mouth waved slightly, and he muttered to himself. He, at this moment, had a strong curiosity about Bergette, the Saiyan. This creature that does not belong to this world, with the Saiyan body of their world, how can it grow to what realm, to what extent? The Grand Priest couldn't wait to see what surprises Bergette would bring to him later. This is the viewing area of the 6th universe. Advertisement. Ha 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 ha. Well done Bergette. But time is running out, hurry up and beat that fit Saiyan to me. 55 Champa laughed triumphantly, although the development of things was unexpected. But Bergette's display of prowess has overwhelmed everything. He was instructing Bergette to beat Bergette quickly to avoid another accident. He seemed to forget, however, that he alone was not qualified to order Bergette. Lord Champa, have you forgotten that Bergette-san will not follow anyone's orders? Vados reminded kindly beside him. As soon as these words came out, Champa's movement stopped, and his expression became extremely stiff, looking very embarrassed. Bergette's performance was so outstanding that he was so excited that he forgot for a while that he had no way to command this powerful Saiyan. Hey, Lord Champa, you really are. With a helpless sigh, Vados's words were full of helplessness towards Champa. What should be discovered, Champa didn't notice at all, which made her feel very humiliated. What really matters is how Bergette has reacted. That terrifying reaction speed is not something that can be accomplished by relying on combat intuition and prejudgment, but more like the thinking and response made by the body itself. However, gods of destruction can't do this, only Angel has really done it. The appearance of Bergette dodging just now is very similar to Son Goku, who initially released Ultra Instinct when he competed with Jiren in the Power Conference. However, there is no way to confirm whether Bergette really mastered Ultra Instinct. The action is similar, yes, but he is not what Saiyan looks like when he becomes Ultra Instinct. I have to take a closer look. If he really masters Ultra Instinct, this will be incredible. Vados thought to himself, and also thought about how to arrange Bergette after winning the power competition. For her, this is indeed a big problem. He raised his head involuntarily and looked at his father, Grand Priest. The Grand Priest at this time was also looking at her, as if he had some plans. The viewing area of the 7th universe. Hey, Whis, did you see what he did just now? Could it be that? Beerus' face was heavy, cold sweat dripped from his forehead, and he looked horrified. He saw something strange, Bergette's movement just now, it was so strange, and it made him feel very familiar. Master Beerus. His movements are indeed very similar to Ultra Instinct. Whis is also a little unsure whether Bergette has mastered Ultra Instinct. The power of the third order Super Saiyan blue color is terrifying and powerful enough, even Angel can't be underestimated. If coupled with the magic of Ultra Instinct, how strong would it be? I'm afraid, even Angel has to be serious to face it. This is something Whis can't even imagine, but a mortal Bergette who has reached a realm that even gods can't reach. Ultra Instinct, but something that God can't control, appeared on Son Goku before, which is already a miracle. If Bergette can do it, that would be a disaster for any universe, any god or angel. When mortals are so powerful that they can change the rules, the world will be completely messed up. Lord Beerus, Whis-san, you mean, that Bergette, maybe he also mastered Ultra Instinct? Kling, who was beside him, asked in shock. Ultra Instinct is terrible, but he sees it in his eyes. The reason why the previous Goku can continue to fight with Jiren is because of such a breakthrough. Advertisement. If Bergette really masters this skill, then Bergette probably really has no chance of winning. Before, Son Goku was able to take on Jiren with the unfinished Ultra Instinct, and it even felt like it was hard to win. That is a big killing skill that can leapfrog challenges. It would be fine if it appeared on Bergette, but it was on Bergette. I'm not sure yet. The action just now looks very similar, but Saiyan should enter a state of transformation if he wants to master Ultra Instinct. He is still in the third order state of Super Saiyan Blue, should not. Whis himself couldn't be sure. He stretched out his hand and pinched his chin to think carefully whether Bergette had mastered this divine skill. Nor did he hope that Bergette had mastered this divine skill. After all, if the opponent really mastered this magical skill, then, no matter how strong Bergette is, no matter how persistent, no matter how firm, the hope of winning becomes extremely slim. On the ring, Bergette looked up at Bergette in the sky, with a terrifying expression on her face, and said nothing for a long time. You don't have mastered the ultimate freedom. Gritting his teeth word by word, Vegito said through gritted teeth. So you've been thinking about it for a long time, and you just want to say this sentence. Is it important to be at ease? Bergette said indifferently. But the more he didn't care, the more suspicion and jealousy in Vegeta's heart. Bebef. So, since I appeared, you haven't looked at me directly, and you haven't even shown your true abilities. With his teeth clenched, Bergette glared at Bergette unwillingly. Who knows, how strong I am depends on how far your strength can be improved. As I said before, the outcome is already doomed. A clear answer was given to Bergette. Bergette stopped talking nonsense, the breath became sharp in an instant. Obviously, he was serious. I don't want to play anymore. Such words, and the sudden change of momentum, made Vegette's face change drastically, but he was full of anger but had nowhere to release it. Mingming has already taken out the Kaioken 30 times beyond the limit, and even he feels that this power is qualified to compete with Bergette. But now, the fact has poured cold water on him. Bergette not only mastered the next level of transformation, but the strength is far above him. The self-confidence of being a fit warrior is now completely suppressed, and even if Kaioken is turned on 30 times, there is no hope of winning. Unless, he can master his own higher level transformation. But now, he doesn't have any brows at all. Whether it is the third order Super Saiyan blue color or Ultra Instinct, there is no way to find any way, and he needs to break through and find the answer by himself. Damn, I can't believe it. You are really powerful far beyond me. An angry roar came from Vegeta's mouth. Anger and unwillingness, this is inevitable. As an invincible integrated warrior, he has been invincible since his birth. It stands to reason that his powerful strength is enough to kill everything in seconds, but the existence of Bergette suppressed him again and again, and even beat him to the point of being powerless to fight back. This deeply stimulated the fit warrior. Because of the anger, Vegeta's potential was partially stimulated, the dark blue light expanded, blending with the scarlet arrogance, and his combat power was also constantly rising. Let's improve, continue to improve your combat effectiveness. In the end, you will find that any resistance is futile. Moreover, the stronger you become, the more clearly you will feel the gap is getting bigger and bigger. As far as Bergette is concerned, all of Bergette's struggles are in vain. It's just a waste of energy and stamina. If he couldn't transcend his own big boundaries again, break through the shell of potential possibilities, and narrow the gap between them, Bergette would be an ant in front of him. Advertisement. There are only more than 2 minutes left until the end of the power conference. It's a pity that your light is not dazzling enough. I am tired of continuing to fight with you. Now, let this boring battle stop here. The voice fell, and Bergette was ready to show her true skills. If he couldn't resist being eliminated under his full-strength attack, he could only blame his own limits, that's all. The right to win or lose in this battle is not on you. Don't make a rash assertion about the outcome. His eyes changed dramatically, Bergette's fighting power surged, and the energy in his body erupted instantly. The combat power data is as high as 250 streams. This has reached the level of half of Bergette's combat power, and it is well deserved, but unfortunately, it is far from enough to see. With his legs energized, Vegeta rushed out. That extreme speed allowed him to cross the void in a short 0.00001 second, rushing to Bergette with unrivaled power. It's just that his offensive trajectory has long been seen through by Bergette. Cleverly dodging Bergette's blow, Bergette responded with a devastating uppercut. The attack was dodged, and facing the incoming uppercut, Vegeta forcibly forced his body to react and forcibly blocked the heavy punch. Single quote comma 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 exclamation mark 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 single quote. The terrifying power hit Vegette's arms like a dragon's impact, sending him into the sky of the boundless world. Drink. Come again. Stabilizing his body, Vegeta let out a cry, and the dark blue and scarlet streamers were like erupting magma. Bergette didn't care at all, and charged up again. Accept the move. The cry sounded, and Bergette did everything she could to launch a continuous full strike attack on Bergette. His attack is ferocious and fierce, and he leaves a lot of room for himself. It can be said to be a perfect combination of offense and defense. This is Vegeta's unique fighting method, which perfectly integrates the Prince's fighting method and the Turtle Fairy fighting method, and has an upgraded high-level fighting method. Offense and defense are integrated, can retreat or advance, without flaws. Even warriors of the same level would not be able to take advantage of Vegeta's hand in melee combat, and would even be severely ravaged. Bang, pound, 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 pound. One after another, the soul-stirring muffled sound was heard in the void. It exploded, and several terrifying lightning bolts shot out in the dark space of the boundless world. The speed is getting faster and faster, the force of the attack is getting bigger and bigger, and the scope of the two sides is also more terrifying. In the face of Bergette's almost oblivious attack, Bergette handled it with ease. Feeling the increasing pressure on his hands, a playful smile appeared on Bergette's face, and in the next second, he suddenly burst out. The strong energy broke through Vegette's attack in an instant, his palms were as sharp and swift as eagle claws, and he grabbed Vegette's face in an instant. Boom. There was a loud noise, thick smoke billowed, and rocks were flying. Bergette was smashed into the ring like a tool by Bergette, pinching the opponent's face with one hand, restricting all the opponent's movements. This battle, all of Bergette's offense, are nothing to Bergette. No matter how terrifying or ferocious the attack was, it would become a soft and ineffective attack for him. It's over. Bergette. With a loud shout, terrifying energy erupted from Bergette's hands. The light wave exploded in an instant, swallowing Vegette's body and the huge ring fragments under him. Chapter 118. This battle is not over yet. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Single quote exclamation mark 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 exclamation mark. The terrifying fiery red energy is like a shock cannon, constantly expanding and expanding downward. The ultimate destructive power, reaching the point where it can crush everything. This situation lasted for more than 10 seconds. When the energy dissipates, the light disappears. The countless floating arena fragments below were crushed into powder and floated in the space of the unbounded realm. Bergette remained grimly in her previous position, half-squatting, posture. He just hovered in space without any sign of falling. What about Vegeta? At this moment, he has long since disappeared without a trace. Killed, or eliminated. Do not. No one else knew, but Bergette knew it. Not only did Vegeta not die, nor was he eliminated, but the attack just now was borne by him and avoided. There's still a bit of ability, and it's really not easy to be able to break free from my shackles in this situation. A light smile appeared on his face, Bergette slowly got up, and disappeared in place in a flash. In an instant, he appeared in another space and stood firmly on another huge ring fragment. Where is Vegeta? To be honest, he really doesn't know. But within his domain, he could be perceived as moving all the time. Hey, your tricks, I don't even bother to crack. The corner of his mouth twitched, Bergette said. His eyes glanced around, his body also concentrated. Saying so, in fact, if Bergette really wants to find him, it really takes a lot of effort. So instead of looking for it by himself, it is better to wait for him to take the initiative to attack, or to reveal his flaws. At this time, in the viewing area, everyone, God, and Angel were all concentrated. Because the current scene is not as quiet as before. The fight wasn't over, the game was still going on, and they all wanted to know how Bergette managed to get out of Bergette's attack. But nothing matters now. What matters is what Bergette will do next, and whether he has been hit hard by Bergette. What will happen between Bergette and Bergette in the last 2 minutes of the game? The 6th universe and the 7th universe, which universe will really stay, everything is still unknown. 7th universe, everyone clenched their fists, and even Beerus couldn't calm down completely. Hope and despair are constantly circling around. At this point, even he, the gods of destruction, could hardly maintain his original intention. He can't, let alone other existences. Advertisement. The 6th universe next door, Champa was also extremely nervous at this time, because he had already boasted about this game, and if Bergette was lucky enough to win by Bergette, it would be a big shame. Whis and Vados looked at each other, and the two seemed to have reached an agreement, and neither spoke. Ring battle area. As time passed by, Bergette's patience was almost worn out. It was at this moment that Vegito's voice suddenly came from above. Here I am. Bergette appears right above Bergette. Not only did Vegette's body appear, but the energy that he had accumulated for a long time also reached its limit. Bergette raised her head subconsciously, frowning slightly. Looking up into the sky, what caught my eye was Vegeta, who had his hands on his waist, his breath was strong, and he was standing above the void. The energy of gold and blue converged in his palm, and the energy was condensed to the peak by him at this moment. The power is infinite and the destructive power is beyond imagination. This move is exactly his nirvana, the ultimate Kamehameha wave. By the final flash and Kamehameha wave's fusion skills, the power of the skills has not been improved by a single star. This is going to give you the trick just now. Go, finally, turtle, pie, chi, gong, wave. Bergette, bursting out a huge golden and blue two-color spiral energy beam in his palm. The power is so great that it is terrifying to the point that the space will rupture at any time. This is also the most powerful move that has appeared on the field so far. The majestic energy is like a giant dragon capable of swallowing everything, opening its bloody mouth, looking at this posture, swallowing Bergette into its belly and crushing it directly. Just like Bergette crushed Bergette before. Although I'm still curious, how did you get out of my shackles and attack? But now obviously I don't need to know, your methods did surprise me, but they also fooled me. The words came from Bergette, the mouth said, and the energy continued to gather. I just heard Bergette say again. Didn't someone tell you, don't make a sound to remind the enemy when you attack? No matter how powerful the attack is, if it fails to hit, it is useless, and this powerful energy is wasted. Said, it is even more unfavorable for the next battle. The words said, Bergette chuckled lightly, and in an instant, his figure had disappeared in place. Amazingly, facing Bergette's move, Bergette has no plans for the next step in place. If it is the same level, it is indeed difficult to dodge, and it will indeed catch people off guard. But he is no ordinary person. His strength is far above Bergette. This is Vegeta ignoring him. In the end, Kamehameha wave carried unparalleled power, swallowed the fragments of the ring below, and slammed into the abyss of the no world. Exclamation mark 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 exclamation mark. The earth-shattering explosion sounded, and the terrifying aftermath spread rapidly like a huge wave sweeping the world. In the center of the endless abyss of the boundless world, a white light blooms, dazzling like the stars in the sea. After a few seconds, the surging white light was able to dissipate, and the boundless world stopped shaking violently. Hit. No. Where did that guy go? Vegeta realized that the situation was not right, his eyes looked around, and a large amount of cold sweat fell on his forehead, feeling extremely nervous. He didn't dare to be careless. The blow just now looked extremely terrifying, and even devoured Bergette, but the strong ominous omen in his heart told him that things were far from being as simple as he thought. Cold sweat dripped from his forehead, his perception was infinitely enlarged, and Bergette was looking for Bergette's whereabouts. He could feel any slightest space vibration, even a small space wave. Advertisement. But, at this moment, his strong and keen perception seemed to be abolished, and he couldn't notice where Bergette's hidden aura was at all. Just when Bergette was in a hurry, Bergette's voice rang in his ears. You don't have to waste your time looking for me, I'll come out myself. As the voice fell, Vegeta's expression became horrified, his pupils shrank suddenly, and his expression became distorted. He made a defensive gesture subconsciously, but it was too late. Bergette's silent fist had hit him in the face. A thrilling sound of bang burst into the flesh. With a merciless punch, He poured out the terrifying power that was enough to subvert everything, shook Vegeta's body, and smashed it out. Bam, 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 bam. The continuous explosion sounded, and Bergette was smashed and suspended in space while flying backwards. Dozens of gigantic super Kasengan blocks in the final were embedded in a rock full of cracks. Ah, ah, ah. With his mouth wide open, Vegette's whole body twitched in pain, unable to say a word. At the same time, the shock and fear in his heart were also magnified infinitely. Of course, it wasn't because Bergette's powerful strike hit him deeply and terribly. Rather, this trick was developed by him. V=__hash. Bergette just took a look and learned. Moreover, the performance is better than him, and the power is more terrifying. At this moment, Bergette did not take advantage of the victory to pursue, but stood in the void, sizing up her fists, carefully recalling the trick she had imitated just now. Although it is only a glance, but with his vicious eyesight and rich experience, he successfully imitated and surpassed Vegette's silent fist. This silent attack is quite useful. It can make people unable to dodge without the slightest awareness and without mastering Ultra Instinct. Bergette couldn't help admiring. This wonderful trick is now being used by him. Turning his eyes, he landed on Vegette, who stood up tremblingly on the rocks in the distance. Keep standing up and let me see how deep your faith is. Of course, no matter how many times you stand up, the final result will not change. Bergette chuckled, and the next second he performed super fast movement again. Go straight to Vegette. And, this time faster than before. The viewing area of the 6th universe. It seems that I'm still too worried. There is no suspense about the outcome of this battle. That integrated warrior is sure to lose, and even the silent blow from the bottom of the box was copied by Bergette at a glance. Stains. I can't think of them. There's no other way to win. Champa's smug look, Bergette's advantage, made him change his previous worries. It seems that he saw the appearance of his universe after his victory. However, he also remembered that Beerus would be eliminated after losing the game, and his mood could not help but become a little depressed. Although the relationship between him and Beerus is incompatible, they are brothers after all. On the surface, he pretends not to care. In fact, he does not want Beerus to be erased by Zeno. Katakana middle dot katakana middle dot katakana middle dot katakana middle dot seeking flowers katakana middle dot. But this time, there is really no way, only one of their brothers can be left. He. It's still an unchanging overwhelming force. Although Saiyan is strong, it is still far from Bergette. The victory of our universe is doomed. 35 Paraton confirmed the result and said with a smile. Of course, he is a man favored by this king. How could he lose to a mere combined warrior? He is the strongest in this world. A satisfied smile also appeared on Hill's face. A blush appeared, and he seemed to be deeply attracted by Bergette's domineering and powerful power. Brother Bergette is invincible. No matter what kind of opponent he faces, he can win with an overwhelming advantage, even if he is a combined warrior. Caulifla cheered happily. But, sister, didn't we say that we would kill Brother Bergette after we got together? Kair suddenly interjected. As soon as these words came out, Caulifla's face became ugly. Their combination is strong, yes, but it's far from Bergette and Bergette. There is absolutely no comparability, not a dimensional advertisement. As for defeating Bergette too. Anyway, it wasn't her who said it was Kefla who said it. Everyone on the 6th universe side believes that the overall situation has been decided, and their universe has won. There is only one anti-bone boy, Gabe, who is very tangled in his heart at this moment. On the one hand, he hopes that the fusion of his master and Son Goku will win, and on the other hand, he hopes that Bergette will win. This feeling is very strange. Fortunately, everyone present focused on the battle between Bergette and Bergette. If someone deliberately listened to the voice in Gabe's heart and exposed it, I am afraid that this kid will not survive a single cell that will be destroyed by gods of destruction Champa within 5 seconds. The viewing area of the 7th universe. He actually also threw that silent punch. Son Gohan, the eldest son of Son Goku, opened his mouth wide at this moment, and there was a deep fear in his eyes. That silent strike had only appeared once, but he had no clue when he saw it. It's not just him, it's everyone who doesn't know what's going on. However, Bergette can imitate it perfectly, even more powerful than the fit warrior Bergette. Damn monster. Bergette, what kind of existence are you? Piccolo clenched his fist unwillingly. There is no way to even combine their strengths to such a level. Is their 7th universe really over like this? All the tricks will not be forgotten just after a glance, and can be imitated to exert a more terrifying power than the deity. How can such an enemy win? They have no hope of winning at all. Damn Son Goku. This king has given you most of the energy. If you lose after combining, this king will never spare you. Even if you turn into a ghost, I will torture you forever. At this moment, Frieza also roared angrily. I forgot that he was a devil now. At this moment, he was furious. Even Vegeta, who is a combined warrior, was pressed and beaten by Bergette of the 6th universe. How should they win? From that Saiyan shot to the present, he has always maintained an invincible attitude. His overwhelming combat power is pressing everyone's hearts from beginning to end. The feeling to others is just 2 words, invincible. No matter how much you resist, no matter how hard you try to improve your strength, try your best to plan, and sacrifice your life, you can't shake that monster. Despair, from the very beginning, shrouded the heartstrings of all of them. Damn, even if Goku and Vegeta are united through Potara and their strength has increased to this point, it will not take the slightest advantage. This Bergette is no longer at the level of gods of destruction. Whis. At this point, Beerus finally couldn't help and asked Whis this question. Before, he had this feeling, but he had been holding on to a fluke. Now, he's done. In this world, the existence of a mortal body that surpasses God and reaches the realm of angel has really been born. Even he is not an opponent at all. Their seventh universe, this time is really going to lose. When despair loomed, Whis couldn't help but said a word. And because of his words, everyone and God in the seventh universe once again saw a faint ray of hope. Until the last moment, the outcome is still unknown. 99. His words caught everyone's attention, and all of them seemed to say, Whis, give a reasonable explanation. Chapter 119 Master Roshi's Guidance, Ultra Instinct reappears. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Until the last moment, don't jump to conclusions. In my opinion, it's not that there is no hope of a comeback, it's just very small. The situation has been severe to this point. Breaking through the shell of potential possibilities, mastering Ultra Instinct, and transforming into a realm above the second level of Super Saiyan Blue, our seventh universe still has hope of winning. Whis explained patiently. He also analyzed the situation very thoroughly. The current Bergette is not enough to see in front of Bergette. Only by mastering the transformation of a higher realm can it be possible to make a comeback. And 2 minutes, seemingly short, is actually very long in their eyes, enough for many unexpected things to happen. Whis, it's all here. Do you think it's useful to say this? That Beerus, he's going to lose. Even if there is hope and miracle, it's very slim, can he really do it? Beerus now already heartbroken, even ready to be cleared by Zeno. I also asked Beerus-sama to watch patiently. Son Goku-san and Vegeta-san of our universe have created countless miracles, and even in desperate situations, they can break through themselves, so I asked Beerus-sama to believe in them and Vegeta. Whis persuaded aside. Oh, well, it's over now, what else is there to do but believe them? I hope. There really is a miracle. Beerus had no choice but to promise verbally. Above the ring fragments, Bergette had already crossed the distance with Vegeta, and just stood in front of Vegeta. It's just that Bergette's altitude is higher than that, and the momentum is much stronger than that, which also establishes that he is the winner. Seeing Bergette, who was struggling to stand up and was not straight, Bergette stared blankly at each other. Now you can't even stand firm. 133, however, your fighting spirit has not been lost, and you still want to fight again, or in other words, you are still wishing to eliminate me, right? Bergette looked down and mocked Bergette with contemptuous eyes and words, and looked at the other party's unwilling and terrified eyes. You really can see into other people's hearts. Even so, don't underestimate me. I'm different from everyone else. I'm also different from any opponent you've ever met. Bergette, who gritted his teeth and was furious, wanted to use Kaioken 30 times as much again. Do not, even higher multiples of Kaioken. However, the scarlet arrogance that had just ignited around him persisted for less than half a second, then stagnated in an instant, extinguished, and languished. Damn, after receiving your note, I can't even perform Kaioken. He looked at his hands in disbelief. Vegeta couldn't believe that he couldn't even drive twice as many Kaioken as he is now. He clearly has power, but he can't use it at all. Have you found it yet? Before the fusion, Son Goku and Vegeta were in a state of bruises and bruises. You who were born after the fusion, even if you can forcefully use Kaioken 30 times, have extraordinary strength, but you can't grow. Time is up. Now you are struggling to even stand up, strength, and start to rebound your control. Bergette looked at Vegeta and spoke. The next second, he stretched out his hand, directly restrained Vegeta's neck, and slowly lifted it up. Vegeta, who was at the peak of Super Saiyan's dark blue evolution, was picked up like a chicken in his hands. But, damn. Let me go. Vegeta struggled with all his strength, but his body was in poor condition. Even if he maintained the state of Super Saiyan's dark blue evolution peak, he might even be able to use half of his combat power. Not come out. Let go of you. He. At this time, is it still necessary? Bergette let out a wicked smile, a playful smile on her face. The next second, he dropped the top of his knee. Bang! A thrilling sound of flesh piercing. This crushing knee was deeply embedded in Vegeta's abdomen. The terrifying crushing and destructive power turned Veget's internal organs upside down. Chi and blood surged, and a mouthful of black blood was spit out from Veget's mouth. He also instantly lost the strength to last Super Saiyan's dark blue evolution and returned to his normal state. One strike. Just one hit. Let Bergette be completely defeated. Advertisement. If there was a huge rock behind him blocking the road, Bergette would definitely fall off the ring fragment. It's over. The fight is up to this moment. You are enough. Taking a deep breath, Bergette was about to shoot. But suddenly, the voice of Master Roshi from the viewing area rang beside his ears. In theory, This is already considered a violation, and the defeated person cannot give pointers to the players in the ring after being eliminated. Only now, it has been defaulted again. No one stopped him. Everyone and God looked at Master Roshi, the old human man, in amazement. Did you forget what I told you before? Goku, even if you are now Vegeta after the fusion, you should still hear my voice. In the already silent boundless space, such a cry is such a wake-up call. It also made Bergette, who was almost incapacitated by the heavy blow, forget the pain, and was stunned. Instructions from Master Roshi. He's not a Gogeta as a combined warrior, so his son Goku half comes alive. There are so many extra movements that you will soon be exhausted and out of breath. It is not that the greater the strength of the display, the greatest damage can be caused to the enemy. When defending, it is as quiet as the sky, and when attacking, it is faster than lightning. Use stillness to stop, use movement to stop violence, and use violence to stop evil. As a high-strength martial artist, Kaioken can certainly enhance his strength, but it is also a road of no return. The strong, not only need to exercise the body, but also cultivate the heart. Combat skills, use of power, and just right are the key. At this juncture, Vegeta is enlightened. Like Son Goku in the beginning, he went astray. In fact, Bergette's strength is not really strong enough to be difficult to confront. It's just that he is focused on competing for strength and wants to defeat the opponent, thus ignoring his most advantageous things. Standing not far in front of Bergette, Bergette frowned slightly. This kind of change is really beyond his expectations. Where can I imagine? At this time, Vegeta can break through the realm and master Ultra Instinct because of Master Roshi's simple words, and his strength has greatly increased. Ultra Instinct. That's right. At this moment, the feeling of being confronted makes Bergette know that this guy is really getting stronger again. Moreover, the strength this time has directly surpassed the third level of the Super Saiyan blue color on his surface. Panic. Lost. Are you scared? Do not. Advertisement. For Bergette, the power contest has been too boring until now. He has always been giving the players in the ring a chance, but until now, he can really force him to show all his existence, not. Whether it is Gogeta, or Jiren, or now Vegeta. In the last 2 minutes, such a miracle could still happen, which made him excited too. The protagonist's halo is really not to be underestimated. Watch the war zone. Witnessing Vegeto's transformation, the light of Ultra Instinct emerges, shaking everyone and God. Angel is also incredible. The ending was already doomed, and it would be a good thing to end it soon, but I didn't expect that Vegeta would be able to break through at this time. This also makes all existences imagine in their hearts. Saiyan, what kind of existence is it? The two Xeno above, seeing that the battle was not over, Bergette became stronger again, and jumped with excitement. Grand Priest showed a long-anticipated look, as if he knew from the beginning that this scene would happen. Bergette of Ultra Instinct, this scorching level has reached the point where it is comparable to the low-end Angel. Although I don't know how long this heat will last, but Bergette-san, how should you deal with it? The third rank of Super Saiyan Blue can be compared, and you have to show all the strength you have hidden for a long time. Grand Priest's expression was full of mystery. At this moment, only he can see clearly. Above the ring fragments. Bergette looked solemnly at Bergette, whose head was bowed in front of her. Although it has not completely transformed, the special energy airflow belonging to Ultra Instinct has been condensed around the body. If that's the case, then let me help you, and let me see, your Ultra Instinct, how amazing. His eyes changed slightly, and when he raised his hand, Bergette condensed a splendid energy bomb. This move is also one of Bergette's nirvana. It's just that it is rarely displayed, and it is not used in this power conference. An absolute sense of crisis swept over Bergette, and it was Bergette who was helping him get through this blank period quickly. The energy bounced out of his hand and attacked Vegeta. Carry an unstoppable terror deterrent. This blow, if it exploded completely, would be enough to kill the previous Bergette in seconds. But now, the mutation happened in just a moment. Vegeta's form has undergone a huge transformation, and although it remains normal, it has entered the unit of Ultra Instinct Mega. The terrifying strength has also surged to 1,000 units in an instant. 1,000 streams. This is twice the value of Bergette's Super Blue 3 full power at this time. The Super Blue 3 full power Bergette only has a combat power value of 500 streams. It seems that after the breakthrough, it is not only the superposition of strength multiples, but also the essence. Even the carrier's own realm of strength has to break through. Squinting her eyes, Bergette didn't care that her attack was pinched by Bergette's hands. This scene is really shocking, because it is the first time Bergette has seen her attack being played by someone else. Advertisement. Vegeta looked calm and serious. With such a performance, there is no doubt that his strength has been greatly improved, and he has become extremely calm, so that he can use his strength to 200%. I've already understood the truth, let's start over, Bergette. His eyes narrowed, and the hot steam continued to bubble up around Bergette's body, which was hotter than before. It has evolved again, but I just don't know how long it will be beyond the limit of the body's ability to withstand the power of God. The corners of his mouth undulated slightly, and Bergette's eyes filled with fighting intent, and at the same time, the majestic God within the power also began to be released towards the outside. The power of the gods turned into huge waves that were enough to destroy everything, and poured out in all directions. Facing the impact of Bergette's breath, Bergette was unmoved this time. He was still so calm and composed, as if he didn't care at all. Previously, he would have been apprehensive about the suppression of this breath, but not now. This breath had no effect on him. As the breaths of the two sides continued to sublimate, the dark blue chi and the white arrogance confronted each other, rendering this empty boundless realm and dividing it into two completely different fields. The viewing area of the sixth universe. Ultra Instinct. Damn bastard. That guy has evolved again at the last moment. Damn. This guy is just as annoying as Xiaoqiang who can't be beaten. Champa said angrily. Ultra Instinct. I used to shine on Son Goku before, but the current user has been replaced by this fit Saiyan. I'm afraid the result of this match will change again. That old man from the 7th universe, it is also true, it's amazing. Just one sentence turned the situation around. Vados's tone was heavy, and he was deeply afraid of this. 0. She could see how strong Bergette was now, and it seemed like a world of difference compared to just now. Now Bergette, she cannot accurately use each other to compare with Bergette. The two seem to have similar strengths, but she knows the horror and advantages of Ultra Instinct very well. I'm afraid, this time, the ending will be really difficult to say. Humph. What AF King Ultra Instinct, still vulnerable in front of Big Brother Bergette, Jiren was able to suppress Son Goku's Ultra Instinct with one hand. Big Brother Bergette has already defeated Jiren, even this fit Saiyan has mastered the Ultra Instinct, Brother Bergette can't possibly lose. Caulifla had great confidence in Bergette. In her eyes, Bergette is beyond the existence of God. No matter how strong the enemy is, they cannot defeat Bergette by 1.5. What the realm of God? Brother Bergette has already surpassed it. This Ultra Instinct is also your God's skill. Brother Bergette can surpass God, and it is no problem to deal with the Ultra Instinct in the mirror. Kale supports Bergette and feels that Bergette is incompetent. Invincible. Other people, why don't they think so? However, the situation has really changed again, and the ending is really hard to say. Caulifla and Kale's combat strength is not high, and their strength is not strong, so what they can see is the strength of the superficial momentum. Not to mention them, even the Demon King Hill and the Super Namek Politan, the two strongest combat powers in the 6th universe except Bergette, had a solemn expression at the moment, and cold sweat fell on his cheeks involuntarily. The heat from Vegeta was indeed a little too permeating. The current situation has been turned over, and the outcome of this battle has a lot of suspense and a difference. 7th universe's viewing area is here. When Vegette's aura burst out again, the faces of gods of destruction Beerus and Angel Whis showed a look of astonishment. Now, tell me what you think, Lord Beerus. 35 Whis glanced at Beerus beside him with a smile, and said. Son Goku and Vegeta have often brought miracles they didn't expect before, and now, their last hope, Vegeta has brought the same miracle. This is simply too unbelievable. They all thought that this battle was over, and their universe would be wiped out by Xeno. But at this last moment, Vegeta lived up to expectations and successfully broke through himself and mastered Ultra Instinct. At this moment, gods of destruction Beerus resisted the excitement in his heart, stood up in awe. Chapter 120 Unprecedented Intense and Anxiety Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. I don't have anything else to say now. I can only say, Son Goku and Vegeta are really amazing. Beerus said excitedly with a grim smile on his face. Emotionally fluctuating, he knew that the 7th universe wouldn't necessarily lose. After awakening Ultra Instinct, it was their turn to launch a counterattack from the 7th universe. Great. I will definitely win this time. Ultra Instinct. Mr. Wu Tian, you are truly amazing. Kei Lin clenched his fists excitedly, with a smile on his face. He admired his master more and more. Son Gohan, the eldest son of Son Goku, also changed his previous melancholy and showed a smile at this moment. He knew that this time, he might not lose again. That huge gap with the third order of Super Saiyan Blue has been zeroed out by Ultra Instinct. Old son, you just like to explode at the last minute, and you are always so nervous. Even though you are Vegeta now, I know that you must be the dominant one now. The corner of Piccolo's mouth Ichiran murmured with a smile. He clearly felt that it belonged to Son Goku's performance. Even if this kind of awakening in a desperate situation will make people very helpless. However, the result is good after all. Ultra Instinct, this skill has been determined to be a big killing skill that can leapfrog challenges. When Vegette mastered this power, it also represented that the final battle had completely begun. The legendary Super Saiyan Broly of the 7th universe, at this moment he is sitting in a daze. He looked at the two dazzling rays of light on the ring, his pupils were enlarged, his eyes were dull, and his face was full of disbelief. This time, he did not run wild, but was deeply attracted by these two divine and extraordinary rays of light. The blood vessels in the body, under the restraint of these two special forces, became extremely stable. He had never had this feeling before. Moreover, his instinct was telling him that the two in front of him were fighting after Saiyan reached the peak of the god realm. Even the blood of Chuan Chao within the body must be kept in awe. HMPH. Son Goku, although I feel very unhappy every time I watch you evolve to a higher level, but this time, don't lose, use the Ultra Instinct you have mastered to slap that guy to me. Hit hard. 14 inches Frieza, the Emperor of the Universe, roared loudly. In a desperate attempt, all the hopes of the 7th universe are on this man. Everyone saw hope, but Angel, Whis, was more worried. Open black lens bracket. You have broken through the boundaries once again when your body is already scarred. Although you have awakened a divine skill and mastered a higher level of divine power, your body can really withstand the effects of this power. Loaded. When those eyes lost their light again, it meant that the outcome was completely revealed. Close black lens bracket was whispered in his heart. He saw far more than any existence. Even, it is the only vision comparable to Grand Priest in Angel. After all, he is also the son of Grand Priest, and he is the most valued and most optimistic son of Grand Priest. The Grand Priest above the void, overlooking the two rays of light blooming on the ring, always had an intriguing smile on his face. To be honest, the development of this power conference has exceeded his expectations. Whether it's Vegeta or Bergette, they are both very good and powerful warriors. The light they show is completely beyond the realm of God, chasing Angel. It will also be helpful for his future plans. Advertisement. It's just that he feels very strange that Bergette has not planned to come up with hiding until now. You know, if you don't plan to take it out at this time, you can't defeat Bergette, who turned on Ultra Instinct in the last short 2 minutes. Temple of Xeno. Xeno in the future. Wow. Ultra Instinct. Vegeta broke through again. So excited, so exciting. 35. Xeno of this time and space. What a dazzling light, and this heat, the combination of Goku and Vegeta has become stronger again. The light of Ultra Instinct is so dazzling. Xeno of the future time and space. You said, between the two of them, who will win the championship of the power tournament? Xeno of this time and space. I don't know, they are both so strong and dazzling, let's start fighting. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. Xeno of the future. That is to say, let's fight. 35. On the ring. Bergette's cold gaze fixed on Bergette, unmoved. What he was looking forward to was this moment. Even if Vegette mastered Ultra Instinct, he was 100% sure that he would suppress the opponent. Super Saiyan Blue third order full power, his apparent full power, not his real full power. Vegeta, who was on the ring fragment, had a vague idea of moving after getting used to the unfathomable energy of Ultra Instinct. He can feel that the current self is completely different from before, even if Kaioken, which has been turned on 40 times at the peak of Super Saiyan's Deep Blue evolution, can't compare to the current power, even he himself can't believe it. In an instant, Bergette shot without hesitation. Whoosh! A burst of empty sound. But within a breath, Bergette crossed a distance of dozens of meters, and a rapid whip leg hit Bergette's face fiercely. With this kind of speed, and this power, what Bergette has improved is not as simple as the combat power value, but also the combat style and perception. This unexpected blow, Bergette reacted, and dodged in a thrilling way. Open black lens bracket. Ultra Instinct is just a sign. Is the speed so fast? Close black lens bracket. After Bergette flashed the blow in a thrilling manner, a look of astonishment appeared on her face. Now, he feels a little pressure. However, the fact that he could dodge this unexpected blow still shocked Vegeta. Stabilizing her body, Bergette counterattacks. That powerful punch hit Vegeta in the face. The 500 level combat power broke out in an all-round way, and was dodged by Vegeta in a ghostly manner. Layers of afterimages appeared in the space, all of which were left over from Vegette's ghostly figure. Seizing the opportunity, Bergette began to counterattack, and the blow that could not understand the doorway attacked Bergette, with a powerful force. Seeing this, Bergette didn't dare to be too big, condensed energy, and attacked with all her strength. Boom! A deafening explosion sounded. The power of the collision of the fists set off huge waves in the space, directly smashing the ring under the feet and the surrounding rocks. Bergette's figure flew out of the white light, and as he stepped back, he stepped on a boulder to stabilize his body. Taking advantage of the victory, in the white light, Bergette rushed out and appeared in front of Bergette in a short 0.000001 second. The dense and irregular offensive swept towards Bergette like a gust of wind and rain. Advertisement. Bang. Pound. 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 The collision between the fists was extremely fierce, driving countless electric lights to burst in the void, and the speed was so fast that it was even more difficult to capture. It's not the same realm. You can't see this battle clearly. What is the situation like? The two clashed, and they collided for hundreds of rounds in a blink of an eye. Layers of explosions came from the space, and Vegette's attacks continued, with fierce strength and amazing speed. On the other hand, Bergette, his expression changed at this moment, and he felt great pressure on Bergette's airtight and fierce attack. Ultra Instinct's speed is too fast and its power is too strong. Even the third order full power of Super Saiyan Blue was directly suppressed. Drink. The breath burst out suddenly. Bergette forcibly knocked back Vegeta, and the heavy fist that gathered all the strength slammed out. However, Vegeta not only dodged, but also hurt him. A ray of aurora brushed her cheeks, and bright red blood slid from the wound. This was Bergette's first injury. Since the start of the game, Bergette has been crushing all opponents with overwhelming combat power. He has never been injured, and in the eyes of everyone, he is so invincible, powerful, and invincible. But now, he was injured, and was injured by this fit warrior, Bergette. The slight tingling in the cheek didn't irritate Bergette, it made him even more excited. Interesting, you're more worth fighting than before. With a chuckle, Bergette turned arrogantly. Bergette was standing behind him, and the two were 10 meters apart. Veggie's eyes remained unchanged, and he continued to look at Bergette calmly. Injuring Bergette, which is good news for him. Bergette, who could not be touched by any means before, is now injured by him. Bergette's confidence has exploded, and he believes that his strength has reached the point where he can confront Bergette head-on. Faced with such a ruthless Bergette, this time Bergette did not take the initiative. He raised his hand and wiped off the bright red blood on his face, and the wound healed in an instant. The fighting cells and militant factors in the body were thoroughly stimulated by this injury. The blood in the body was throbbing uncontrollably. He stared at Vegeta with cold eyes, waiting for the opponent's next move. Suddenly, Bergette moved, her legs charged, disappeared in place in a blink of an eye, crossed the space with an unstoppable momentum to come to Bergette, and threw a punch. This fierce and terrifying blow was dodged by Bergette once again with a ghostly movement. The attack did not stop, and Bergette's attack speed became more and more terrible. But Vegeta's figure, like a ghost at the moment, shuttled freely in his attack. This seemingly airtight attack was completely avoided by the opponent, not even rubbing the corner of his clothes. This kind of pressure, this tension, it's been a long time. Just when Bergette was looking for a way to break through and was about to break Vegette's evasion in one fell swoop, Vegeta moved. In a blink of an eye, he turned into an aurora and disappeared in place, and when he reappeared, he had already appeared behind Bergette. As soon as Bergette reacted, his body was attacked by an invisible mysterious force from 4 different directions. Hundreds of violent attacks landed on Bergette's body in an instant, and knocked him out in an instant. Bam, boom, bam, 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 bam. Running through dozens of stones in a row, Bergette landed on a boulder and stabilized her body. Advertisement. Hi. The tingling sensation from all over the body made Bergette take a deep breath from the bottom of her heart. He tried to stand up, but the stinging pain from his muscles and bones almost prevented him from standing up. The feeling of numbness in the body, as if being continuously stirred by countless needles pierced into the muscles, was excruciatingly painful. Suppressing the pain, Bergette turned around and saw that directly above him, Bergette was standing on the boulder, looking down at herself with the attitude of a king. This scene is very similar to the time when I overlooked Vegeta before. It's just that now the role has changed, and that position has become Vegeta's. If you have any other cards, just use it, you won't have a chance later. Imitating Bergette's tone, Bergette seized the opportunity and said forcefully. What an unpleasant guy, but you also have this qualification, come on. Continue to let me feel this fierce battle, let me experience this long-lost blood. With a cry, Bergette's whole body ignited a dark blue breath. In an instant, an extremely terrifying speed erupted, rushing towards Vegeta like an aurora. The fierce battle between the two started again, and both sides collided in the void at an alarming speed. Silver-white light and dark blue light, rendering the boundless realm. Bergette and Bergette once again launched a full-fledged competition. 133. The two Saiyans, just like that, you chase me and defend, you attack and I fight. The speed continues to accelerate, the power continues to rise, the boundless world is constantly shaking, and this battle is unprecedentedly fierce and anxious. The viewing area of the 6th universe. This, impossible. That Bergette, after mastering Ultra Instinct, actually suppressed Bergette. How is this possible? Champa shouted in surprise, in disbelief. Cold sweat appeared on his face, this battle has far exceeded his comprehension. Bergette, with the Super Saiyan Blue Third Order, can totally hang him up and play. But now, Bergette, who has mastered Ultra Instinct, can not only fight against Bergette, but also suppress Bergette. This kind of thing, in the past, Champa didn't even dare to think about it. But now, the truth is in sight, this Vegeta is a variable. Ultra Instinct's increase in realm and power is terrifying. Everyone in the 6th universe, their hearts sinking to their throats at this moment, all kept silent, silently watching the battle. Bergette and Bergette, these two Saiyans are in a realm that they can't imagine, they must not let go of any details, even the collision between milliseconds is of great benefit to them. After the battle is over, they can rely on the insights of this battle to seek a breakthrough again and become stronger. Lord Champa, don't worry, Bergette-san is at a disadvantage, but it's hard to be sure. Now it's his full strength. Angel Vados seemed to see something at the moment, suddenly understood something, and a smile appeared on his face to remind him Road. Huh, what did you say? Vados, you mean, this level, isn't Bergette's full strength? After Champa heard Vados' words, he couldn't help but jump in fright. Tier 3, still not full strength. So, how terrifying Bergette's full strength must be. Lord Champa, do you remember how Bergette avoided that silent fist before? Vados reminded Champa. She has already said it clearly. As for whether Champa can guess, forget it, if you don't tell him directly, according to this guy's IQ, it is impossible to guess if he breaks his head. What do you mean? Vados, speak up. Champa looked impatient, like a fat cat waiting for his master to answer his questions. Vados' mouth twitched when she saw this, she had a new understanding of Champa's IQ. Bergette-san showed us, at most, the 3rd level of Super Saiyan blue color, but I have a hunch that this is not Bergette-san's full strength. Saiyan can improve his strength and realm through constant transformation. Maybe, on top of the third level of Super Saiyan Blue, there is another layer of transformation that Bergette-san does not show, Vados explained. Such a simple and direct explanation. If Champa does not understand, then there is really no cure. Chapter 121 Above the Third Order Super Blue. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Above the third rank of Super Saiyan Blue, that guy, is there really a hidden transformation that can't be used? If this were true, it would be terrifying. Every time Saiyan transforms, his strength can be improved to an unimaginable realm. If this is another evolution, then what kind of realm will Bergette enter? I'm afraid. Can you surpass Angel? I don't know. The real answer is known only to Bergette-san. As bystanders, we will only know after seeing it. Vados looked slightly confused, turned back to normal, and chuckled. She turned her eyes away, ignored Champa, and saw the battlefield again. Now, she just wants to see with all her heart how this battle will develop, whether Bergette, the combined warrior of the 7th universe, can win, or the strongest warrior of their universe, Bergette, can win. 7th universe here. Good job. Vegeta. Beat him down. Beerus shouted hysterically. Not to be missed. An old monster who has lived for tens of billions of years, he doesn't want to miss the opportunity. The invincible Bergette, now being beaten by Vegeta, doesn't know how happy Beerus is. The feeling of depression brought about by the invincibility before was too long, and now that he can release it, he doesn't know how comfortable he is in his heart. The grievances accumulated before have also been fully erupted, and now Beerus feels that he can't be too high. Looks like I underestimated Vegette-san. Whis looked at the increasingly hot and shining power of God in the ring, and a smile appeared on his face. In his eyes, Vegeta's Ultra Instinct has not been perfected, and the fighting power it shows now is just the tip of the iceberg of Ultra Instinct. During the battle, Vegeta is also growing, and his Ultra Instinct is being perfected little by little. Reach a higher level with Bergette. Immediately, it is about to reach the peak. Whis is looking forward to what kind of transformation Vegeta will usher in after mastering the real Ultra Instinct. After all, this is unprecedented. On the ring. Fierce fighting, constant heating. Bergette's attacking speed is getting faster and faster, but this kind of attack can't even touch the corner of Bergette's shirt. This guy, in the competition with Bergette, continues to grow, and his combat effectiveness is still soaring. The silver-black hair began to flicker with white light, and Vegette's aura became more and more mysterious, and his speed and reaction power became faster and faster, terrifying and terrifying. Bergette also noticed this aberration. Open black lens bracket. Did this guy take Ultra Instinct's mastery to the next level by fighting with me? As expected, he is an invincible integrated warrior. He is really an amazing guy. Close black lens bracket. A thought. Bergette's first time feels such a huge pressure. This feeling of tension, this feeling of being out of reach. In particular, Vegette's apparent power is stronger than him, and all his attacks won't take any advantage in front of the opponent. He also knew that it was time for him to use stronger power to deal with this guy. Otherwise, the next step is to be suppressed by this guy, and even quickly defeated. That state, Bergette has never used since the breakthrough was achieved. Advertisement. Even in the face of gods of destruction Champa, he never used it. Just when he was just about to mobilize more powerful energy to deal with Vegeta, Vegito suddenly increased his speed and launched a counterattack. He also seemed to be aware of his mutation, so he took the initiative to prevent him from becoming stronger. Are you afraid? Because I know I will become stronger, I don't plan to delay time, I want to get rid of me quickly. Unfortunately, can you do it? With a provocative color in his eyes, Bergette took a deep breath tone. In the blink of an eye, Bergette frowned. Bergette did once again exceed his expectations, and his stomach suffered a powerful kick from Bergette. A muffled sound of bang. The heavy kick was embedded in Bergette's abdomen, and the terrifying impact made Bergette spit out a mouthful of sour water. Her muscles tightened, and her body instantly turned into a cannonball and flew out. Bergette, who fell from the sky, landed on a rock plane and slid dozens of meters before barely stabilizing her body. Covering his abdomen with one hand, the tingling sensation from his muscles made the fighting factor in his body rhythm and roar. In the next second, Vegito launched an attack again, not giving him a chance to breathe, and the force of the surprise attack seemed to be cornered. I saw a silver-white light hitting Bergette, and Bergette felt bad. Only the first time she put her hands in front of the chest, her breath wrapped around her body to form an indestructible defense. A burst of boom. The collision lost strong electrical sparks, and at the same time set off layers of storms. Bergette flew backwards 100 meters due to the terrifying impact and hit a rock again. Good guy, the weight of this attack is really ruthless. After finally stabilizing his body, Bergette gasped again, his arms were numb from this terrifying attack. Autonomous trembling. Hee hee. The smile on her face became more and more excited. Bergette straightened her back, and her stern eyes fixed on the center of the thick smoke 100 meters away. The thick smoke dissipated quickly with the passage of time. Until Vegeta could be seen again in the line of sight. This scene moved everyone. At this moment, Vegeta is surrounded by sacred silver-white light, making people invisible to his appearance, sacred and perfect. Also because of his transformation, the divine voice of God resounded in the space again. as if celebrating the birth of a truly transcendent being. When the white light dissipated, Vegeta stood in the sight of everyone with a new attitude. With silver-white hair, the aura around his body is even more vast and powerful. This is the state of Ultra Instinct at its peak. In Bergette's sight, at this moment Ultra Instinct, Bergette's combat power has been raised to an unimaginable level. What caught my eye was the terrifying 2500 stream combat power. This terrifying index was 5 times stronger than the current him. The data is 5 times. In fact, the strength gap is far more than that. When Vegeta appeared in the sight of the gods in the true form of Ultra Instinct, everyone and the gods were stunned, holding their breaths, and the atmosphere did not dare to breathe. Angel was even more stunned. Advertisement. This is not what they have seen. Ordinary people have really reached the realm that Angel can only achieve. This is true. It's incredible. The skill of the gods, which even gods can't control, is so perfectly controlled by mere mortals, and they play better than gods. 7th universe here. After Whis saw Vegette's new form, the corners of his mouth undulated completely, a smile appeared on his face, and he nodded slightly. This is the real Ultra Instinct. The words of Whis also established the current Vegeta, who has perfectly mastered the divine skills that angels can master perfectly. Gods of Destruction Beerus is even more excited and gearing up, and seems to have foreseen how exciting the next battle will be. After waiting for so long, I can finally beat that Saiyan from the 6th universe. Let me see, you who have mastered Ultra Instinct. What state are you in? 6th universe here. This radiance. And this heat. That guy, he actually controls the Ultra Instinct that even gods can't make perfect. Is he really immortal? And, Bergette, what is this? Your full strength, or, you're still hiding. Champa clenched his fists nervously. Bergette was suppressed, which was not a good thing. Ultra Instinct is terrifying. He understands it in his heart. All angels have mastered this divine skill. Once mastered, there will be a transformation in the realm, and the combat power will also usher in an earth-shaking huge improvement. Vados had warned him before that Bergette had not shown his full strength, but in this situation, it was hard to believe that Bergette did not show his full fighting power. The situation became more tense. Lord Champa, don't worry, the show has just begun, the strongest warrior of our universe, now, it's time to get serious. Vados chuckled, his face full of anticipation. She felt that Bergette did not exert her full strength, and was molesting Bergette all the time. The previously suppressed scene was just a deliberately exposed flaw by Bergette who wanted to experience Ultra Instinct's power. At this point, there is only one last minute left in the power conference. Don't hide your strength, Bergette. Hurry up and show your true skills. Hit me with Saiyan, who is the 7th universe. Champa yelled hysterically, growling. On the ring, Bergette, flexing her arms, looked at Bergette, whose whole body was glowing with silvery white light. Being at ease is really an incredible skill. You who mastered this skill are completely different from before, and you actually suppressed me in turn. Not bad, not bad. Bergette looked at Bebe with interest. Kit was not worried at all, nor panicked at all. As if, this Ultra Instinct, the peak of Vegette, in his opinion, is the same thing. How long do you want to hide? I know that even if I try my best to restrain you and suppress you, you can still show stronger power. If it is delayed until the end of time, it will still be our 7th universe. Victory. Eyes narrowed. Bergette, staring at Bergette, did not dare to have the slightest carelessness. Although he is now far stronger than Bergette in terms of combat power, he does not dare to relax in the slightest. When he fought just now, he felt that there was an unfathomable energy in Bergette's body that was not triggered, and just now he tried to knock Bergette out of the ring many times, but all ended in failure. At this point, no matter how stupid Bergette is, she knows that Bergette is still hiding her strength. At this point in the battle, this level of power is still hidden. Hee. Sure enough, you still noticed it. Bergette, you only became so arrogant after mastering the Ultra Instinct. Just now, did you play well? Bergette said, so confident and arrogant. It doesn't make any sense to me whether I'm playing well or not. I just want to witness all of you, and then knock you out of the ring. In this last time, if you don't want to give your best, then you can be eliminated. Vegeta was furious, raised his hand, and a huge blue energy ball appeared in his palm. Giant waves. The voice fell, and a blue-white energy light slammed towards Bergette at an extremely astonishing speed. The power was so great that even Kyonjian-level powerhouses could not stop it. However, this attack, Bergette didn't care at all. He raised his hand, aimed at the incoming energy light, and shot it with a palm. Advertisement. Pada. This seemingly energy ray that could destroy everything was smashed by Bergette with one hand, and turned into a sky-filled energy particle that scattered in the space of the boundless. This scene made Vegette's pupils shrink slightly, feeling incredible. You know, this time, he didn't keep his hands in the slightest, and he did it with the determination to eliminate Bergette. Clap, 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 clap. Clapping her hands and knocking off the dust on her hands, Bergette twisted her neck and moved her body. Immediately afterwards, he ripped off the clothes that had become tattered due to the battle. On that strong body, there are dozens or hundreds of wounds. These wounds, each one, represent a bloody battle Bergette has endured. It can be seen that he has obtained this overwhelming power and paid a high price. I have to say, Vegeta, you are indeed much stronger than Gogeta. Ultra Instinct alone is not something Gogeta can do, not to mention the current peak state. Since I mastered this power to the present, you are the first to give me this sense of tension and oppression, and I have to praise you for this alone. A look of admiration flashed in his eyes, and the corners of Bergette's mouth waved slightly as she smiled lightly. Humph. Stop the nonsense. Hurry up and use your full strength. There is only 1 minute left until the end of the power competition. 35's eyes narrowed, and Vegeta appeared, good luck Zhao, with a fierce and incomparable momentum. If Bergette continues to talk nonsense, or shows a fatal weakness, he will definitely shoot Bergette down in an instant. He could not lose this battle of survival that was at stake for Universe's existence. Don't worry, I'll show you something good first. Lifting an index finger, Bergette shook her head casually and said. What are you talking about? For some reason, an ominous premonition suddenly appeared in Vegeta's heart. You are also Saiyan, so you should understand that every time our Saiyan transforms, we will increase our strength by dozens or even hundreds of times. What I want to tell you is that above the 3rd level of Super Saiyan Blue, there is also a layer of transformation. Bergette said it, and instantly shocked everyone. Nani. The horrified mood swings clearly appeared on Bergette's face, and she did not expect that Bergette would say such a thing. On top of the 3rd level of Super Saiyan Blue, there is another layer of transformation. Does it mean this guy has mastered the 4th level of Super Saiyan Blue? Vegeta involuntarily sucked in the cold air. At this moment, even if he hasn't seen it yet, he hasn't been sure yet, but he's already panicked. If true, how terrifying. How powerful. Super Blue 3 has subverted all cognition of existence. Now it can go to a higher level. What kind of concept is this? Does Bergette lie? Obviously absolutely not. So, this can only be true. A strong person who has reached this level will not talk nonsense. Seeing Bergette's expression, a playful smile appeared on Bergette's face. That's what he wants. Not only him, but also the gods of the universe and Angel. He wants to let them know that even at this point, he can cross the limit. Even if this level of transformation is not the 4th level of Super Saiyan Blue. Chapter 122 Super Blue 3 hyphenation point boundary breakthrough. Admit defeat open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Watch the war zone. At this moment, all the remaining players, all Supreme Kai, all gods of destruction, and even all angels, were shocked. What is shown at this moment has already crossed the level of God and reached the level of angel. However, in the face of Ultra Instinct's peak Bergette can transform again. Above the 3rd level of Super Saiyan in the realm of the gods, there is a layer of transformation. This joke is not funny at all. Is it true? Or bluff? Not to lose too badly. Beerus felt very nervous because of Bergette's words, and a drop of sweat fell on his forehead. Unable to believe and unwilling to believe that this is the real him, his eyes suddenly turned and fell on Champa of the 6th universe next door. He roared loudly and asked, Hey, Champa, is that guy telling the truth? This Bergette of your universe, can you really transform again? 99. In the face of Beerus' questioning, Champa was at a loss. To be honest, Champa also felt unbelievable at the moment. Because he only knew that Bergette directly took out the Super Blue 3rd order against him, and he didn't know that Bergette had another layer of transformation. Even if Vados reminded him just now, he was still suspicious and even guessing in his heart, but it didn't happen. Who knows if this is true? This is a transformation like never seen before. After finally recovering, he swallowed a mouthful of saliva and looked at Beerus viciously. That's all for this, Bergette said, and it must be true. So he also directly showed his arrogant and domineering color, and shouted at Beerus, he. What he said is true. What? Are you scared now? This arrogant appearance, this ostentatious tone, seems to be saying, we universe has Bergette and is invincible, and your universe's Son Goku and Vegeta together are not enough to look at, so what about Ultra Instinct? I will still defeat you. Damn Champa, you actually cultivated such a monster behind my back. This guy is so powerful that even you angels have to face it seriously, right? Whis. Gritting his teeth, this time Champa admitted it himself, and he had to believe it. Such a terrifying power of God was definitely taught by someone deliberately. This level, if no one deliberately guides and teaches 137, cultivation, it is absolutely impossible to achieve. At least, he is not willing to accept this reality. The only one who can teach this kind of monster, there is only one person in the 6th universe, Angel Vados. This terrifying divine power was definitely mastered under the training of Angel Vados. Standing behind Beerus, Whis sighed, premonition that he had no choice but to say nothing. He knew in his heart that Bergette might indeed have reached the realm of Angel. Cultivation. What are you talking nonsense to yourself, Beerus? A mocking look appeared on Champa's face. Feelings Beerus is not convinced, so it is said that they cultivated Bergette. Stop pretending. Champa, isn't that guy's power of God taught by Angel from your universe? It's hidden so deep. I didn't let this guy shoot at the last martial arts meeting, but I underestimate it. There you go, Champa. Beerus gritted his teeth and said angrily. Huh, what are you guys talking about? Speaking of which, the Whis of your universe really knows about Son Goku and Vegeta, right? Otherwise, how did Ultra Instinct come about? Champa was stunned, and became even more angry the next second. This matter, well end to his own body. To be honest, there should be a problem with Beerus. Lord Beerus, I have never taught Bergette-san to practice. His strength is all created by him. Besides, I am not like my younger brother Whis, who can't help but teach him when he sees a good seedling. A few hands. Angel Vados answered Beerus' words and explained. Advertisement. Hearing this, Whis felt embarrassed. This is already a ban. Nani, what are you talking about? Impossible. This monster is the power obtained by training itself. Angel Vados replied, and Beerus was even more surprised. He obviously didn't realize that it wasn't the problem at all now. Of course, even if he didn't believe it, Beerus knew that Angel would never lie. Since Vados said so himself. So, this guy really relies on his own training to get this invincible power. This also makes Beerus unbelievable, because in tens of billions of years, such a monster has never been seen. This kind of talent is not only tens of thousands of times more terrifying than Son Goku and Vegeta in their universe, but even 1,000 times more outrageous than the legendary Super Saiyan Broly in their universe. Beerus, don't just speculate on your own. Just like what Vados said, Bergette's power was created by his own cultivation. He is the honor of our 6th universe, the most outstanding and the most talented. The warrior. Deserved super warrior. Beerus, open your eyes to see clearly. Bergette evolves again, knock down your universe's combined warriors and win the Super Dragonball look. 35 Champa shouted wildly. In the next second, he discovered the problem again, and said contemptuously, oh right. You may not see it, because if you lose the game, you will be obliterated. Stimulated by this, Beerus could only grit his teeth, his heart full of unwillingness. On the ring, Bergette finally had the idea of using all his strength, and his body began to slowly levitate, ignoring the rules that the boundless arena can fly, and raised his height little by little. He was so powerful that the prohibition set by the Grand Priest was no longer effective against him. Do not. This is not flying, but using the power of space to slowly lift himself up. It's just an invisible behavior, and it's not intentional. The unbounded space shook with Bergette's rise, located in the dark cloud, and blue lightning suddenly fell. Crackling. Boom. Single quote comma 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 exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark. The harsh roar kept lingering in the ears. When Bergette came to a certain height, a deep blue light appeared all over her body again. A steady stream of energy spewed out from his body, and the coercion continued to expand. The space of no realm was extremely distorted, and the entire small world was shaken by this terrifying power. 12 Angel was focused and did not dare to relax in the slightest. The two Xenos' eyes widened with anticipation in their hearts. Even the Supreme God, Grand Priest, was deeply attracted by this dazzling brilliance and was shocked. Boom. The blue lightning became more and more violent, shouting like a roaring dragon, roaring, showing its teeth and claws, as if to shred everything. Advertisement. These lightning bolts swirled around Bergette as if they were working for him. Bergette, who was below, felt the increasingly terrifying power of God and the overwhelming aura on Bergette. Her expression changed drastically, and her expression was horrified. Open black lens bracket. This guy, as expected. He didn't lie. Close black lens bracket. Vegette was stunned. Bergette's powerful fighting power completely subverted his cognition and 3 views. And knowledge of Super Saiyan God. If it weren't for the divine skill and the support of Ultra Instinct, he would have fallen to the ground under this overwhelming force. From the moment the battle begins, the result is doomed and will not change. I have already said the words. Even if you master Ultra Instinct, it will not help you. Now, keep your eyes open. I will Super Saiyan. The power of God has been developed to the extreme. With a cry, the dark blue light around Bergette's body instantly exploded. Single quote comma 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 exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark exclamation mark quote. An incomparably bright dark blue light turned into a huge impact, penetrating the boundless realm in an instant. In this deep blue light, Bergette's divine power is constantly changing and soaring. There was a huge gap between him and Vegette before, but now, the gap has been reversed. The realm that Bergette is in now, but the impact of the aftermath that has not yet completed her transformation, has surpassed Bergette's peak Ultra Instinct. The dark blue energy beam dissipated. Bergette's body was enveloped by a layer of rich dark blue energy streamer. In the past few seconds, this dark blue light turned into particles scattered in the sky and scattered in the boundless world. His appearance has also undergone some changes. Muscles became stronger, and facial expressions became as cold as death. The most important thing is that the waist-length dark blue hair has now become as dazzling as sapphire, bright and dazzling, and can even emit light. Compared with before, it is still the third-order Super Saiyan blue color, but there is a qualitative gap in the breadth. This form is almost identical to the final form of masked Black Goku in Dragon Ball Heroes Gaiden. However, the final form of masked Black Goku is pink. And Bergette is Super Blue. The third level of Super Saiyan Blue, the boundary breakthrough, is also the transformation that I developed the Super Saiyan in the realm of God to the extreme. This is my full strength. The evil charm smiled. Bergette clenched her fist confidently, feeling the power of God that was more than 10 times stronger in the body, could not contain the excitement in my heart. Some time ago, he accidentally realized a deeper transformation, but he never had the opportunity to use it. Now, the opportunity came, and he finally took out this transformation. Although it was not the same as what he expected, it was not the fourth tier of Super Saiyan Blue, but the third tier of Super Saiyan Blue that broke through the boundaries. But this is enough. Now his strength is 10 times stronger than before. The combat power has also been improved to the midterm of the 11th dimension, reaching a terrifying 5,000 streams. Turning her eyes, Bergette's cold gaze fixed on Bergette, and the playful smile on her face seemed to say, "How do you feel about this form? Do you still have a chance of winning?" Bergette in the ring felt a lot of pressure. Even in his Ultra Instinct peak state, he sensed a fatal danger in Bergette at this moment. You guy, it's really annoying. From the beginning of the game to now, everyone in the ring has been manipulated by you, Broly, Jiren, and Vegeta as well. Now, it's your turn. I'm Bergette. Bergette gritted his teeth angrily, and seemed unwilling to be just like that, falling behind Bergette. At the beginning of the battle, I said that how strong I am depends on how high your strength is. Come on, let's fight happily now. Whether you evolve again, or use Kaioken, it doesn't matter if I risk my life, the winner is destined to be me. The arrogant words fell. Bergette slowly descended from the void, and landed on the ring fragment 10 meters away from Bergette. There is already a very obvious gap between the two in terms of combat effectiveness. Advertisement. Relying on Ultra Instinct, Vegeta has a combat power of 2,500 gully, and no matter how strong it is, it will never exceed 3,000 gully. And Bergette, in the state of Super Saiyan Blue's third-order boundary breakthrough, has a sturdy combat power value of up to 5,000 streams. This is only the surface. Once he fights, he will only be stronger. Furthermore, Bergette's transformation can be maintained for a long time, and the power will not be weakened by the deduction of time. Unlike Vegito, after the peak period before, his strength has actually shown signs of decline. Looking at each other, Bergette's mocking expression didn't change at all. Bergette is more cautious, and he, as if seeing some impossible possibility, widened his eyes in shock. In front of Bergette, she said she used all her strength, but in fact, there is a deeper hidden power. On this basis, we can continue to grow stronger. What is this concept? No, it's not true, don't you? Could it be? All the colors of panic showed on his face. Vegeta only felt that it was difficult for him to breathe. In this case, such a performance, Bergette was surprised. At the moment, he seemed to know what Bergette saw, and exclaimed, "As expected of me who can comprehend Ultra Instinct in such a desperate situation, surpassing the third-order full power of Super Saiyan Blue. You have seen it. What my future looks like, right? Future. Look, reaching this state is not the limit." Bergette also knew that she hadn't shown all her strength, otherwise, she wouldn't be so reckless. He might be transformed again. This is the transformation of this time, which has never been associated with, and has never been involved in. So what will it be like? What will the result be? Even he himself can't grasp it. It could be better, it could be worse than it is now. Damn, I have never served anyone since I was born. You are the first and only one. As if resigning, Vegette's aura collapsed rapidly. He admits it. Also admit defeat. He has fought to this point, and he has shown such strength, even if there is still half a minute, but he himself is not willing to lose so thoroughly. Seeing his plan, Bergette didn't make a move, but looked at him quietly. Unfortunately, your carriers Son Goku and Vegeta are too weak. If they can be strong to this level and reunite, you will be stronger. How strong the combined warrior is depends on what state the current combined person's strength has reached. Bergette also understands this truth. If I can continue to survive, after a while, when Son Goku and Vegeta become stronger, I can indeed become stronger. But now, it's impossible. Vegeta put down his hands and dropped his hands on his body, sighed. The fists have long since loosened. The light that was so easy to reach the peak of his achievements dissipated, and he quickly returned to his normal appearance. Chapter 123 The Power Conference is over. Face the Grand Priest. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Is this the end? Bergette, don't continue to struggle, don't continue to hope for victory, you figured it out. Seeing Vegette's current performance, Bergette felt very unhappy. It has to be said that the battle has ended like this, and it is indeed a bit boring. But Bergette knew very well that there really was no point in continuing. In particular, Vegeta's heat is almost exhausted, and even if he does the last resistance, he will lose the game in the end. Haha, with my broken body now, how can I compete with you again? Now I understand. In fact, everything is in your hands, so even if this battle can continue, I can't change it. As you said at the beginning, I will never be able to beat you. If you want, you can eliminate me with just one thought. Looking at Bergette, who was arrogant about everything, Bergette smiled helplessly. With a bang, at this moment, the fighting spirit has already disappeared. And in the next second, he also made a move that no one thought of. Lose. You won, Bergette. The words were light and cloudy, but they contained endless helplessness and vicissitudes. At this moment, he completely gave up the fight. As the invincible Fit Saiyan, I just gave up. Not only the people and gods of the seventh universe could not believe it, but all the people and gods of the universe who were still present were shocked. To admit defeat means that this power meeting, which lasted for more than 47 minutes, is over with the last half-minute remaining. The gap is really too big. All expectations and miracles are actually limited from the beginning, and within certain boundaries, they cannot be detached. Bergette is different, he is completely detached. From the very beginning, Bergette had hidden a stronger strength and did not play it. When this strength was really revealed, Bergette had already lost all advantages. The people of the 7th universe, they all know very well, so even if they are not reconciled at this moment, they will not blame Vegeta. As long as they try their best, even they have to thank Vegeta. Without this guy sticking to it till now, their 7th universe might have been eliminated by Xeno long ago. Although, it is only the last period of time, but if it can exist for one more moment, it has the meaning of this moment. Besides, in the infinite universe, there are countless planets and countless lives. It seems like a short time, but it is also the result of some life. A lifetime. What's more, each planet is actually different in time. On some planets, affected by certain factors, the flow of time will be much slower, and on some planets, it will be much faster. On the ring, you made a wise decision to keep fighting, and the result will not change. But you are indeed shocking. Bergette, I have met and admired in my life, you are the first. The opponent lost his fighting spirit, and his state was lifted, so he almost jumped off the ring. At this time, Bergette also released the Super Saiyan Blue Color Third Order Limit Breakthrough State, and made a final look with Bergette with a smile on her face. You said, you are not afraid of Vegeta's instant reversal. Everyone is normal. Even if she can transform in an instant, Bergette can do it. So there is no need to worry at all. Really? Then I should be proud. With a slight smile, after letting go, Vegeta's body was enveloped by a burst of white light. This is not the brilliance that blooms because of disintegration. It was Xeno's ability that activated. Even if Vegeta didn't jump off the ring and get eliminated, he had already conceded defeat. Advertisement. In front of the Supreme God, it is not allowed to play with small tricks. Therefore, it also includes everyone in the 7th universe, and even the entire universe, covered with this layer of white light. Of course, with the exception of Angel Whis. Angel is no longer within the scope of being erased. An invisible force, terrifyingly terrifying, felt at close range. Bergette knew that it was the force that could erase everything. Even he, after reaching the limit with all his strength, is hard to resist. Bergette in front of him seemed to want to say something at the end, but he only had time to raise his hand, and in the next second, force majeure would completely obliterate and remove him, as if Vegeta never existed. The 7th universe's gods of destruction Beerus, Supreme Kai Xian, and the 7th universe and even all life, were wiped out under the power of Xeno, and nothing was left. Xeno is the rule of the world. No, it is not so much an incarnation of rules, but a carrier of world consciousness. He is the core of this world. As long as he wants to erase, there is nothing that cannot be erased. Even if he and Son Goku are friends, the things that have been decided will not change no matter what. So far, there are only 5 universes of gods of destruction and 12 angels left in the viewing area, as well as 9 eliminated contestants from the 6th universe. There may be opportunities in the future, but at that time, I am afraid that you will no longer be my first-hand enemy. After all, you are not a single existence, you need Son Goku and Vegeta as a medium to be born, which is also doomed that you will always be behind I. Muttering to herself, Bergette turned her gaze towards the Grand Priest above the void. This power conference, which brought together the 10 strongest warriors from 8 universes, has officially ended. Under Bergette's final overwhelming force, the 6th universe successfully won the championship of this power competition. In the eyes of others, this may be very dangerous, but in Bergette's eyes, all this is actually doomed. This was also negotiated by Grand Priest and Xeno. Universe never lived alone, either exists together or is destroyed together. In fact, Angel won't be erased, it's a fool. And Bergette is annoyed by this. This side of the 6th universe. When the 7th universe was wiped out, Champa, the gods of destruction, was not happy at all. Once, he and Beerus were incompatible, but after all, they were brothers, blood was thicker than water. When Beerus was wiped out by Xeno or disappeared in front of him, he obviously felt that his heart was empty, lacking some kind of vital things. Don't say goodbye to me at the last moment, you bastard brother. With his teeth clenched, Champa wanted to complain, but there was nowhere to vent the monstrous anger in his heart. Suddenly, he also found that there seems to be no suitable opponent in the future, and he will be alone for a lifetime. I don't know whether to be happy or sad. Champa chose silence. After living for tens of billions of years, how could he not know that he will no longer have close relatives in the future? It's finally over. Even after so many accidents, our universe still won the championship. Paradin stood up from the viewing area, his arms crossed his chest, cold and full of arrogance. In the next second, he did not hesitate and flew towards the ring fragments of the power conference without considering any existence. Because of the end of the power contest, all prohibitions are now gone. As a 9th-dimensional powerhouse, he had already noticed it right away. Advertisement. Are you more anxious than this king? If that's the case, then this king should go over and see how he is now. Hill resisted the joy in his heart, and also jumped towards the ring fragments. Fly away. Aside, there are Califra and Kyle. Brother Bergette, here I am. I knew Big Brother Bergette would win, no matter who the opponent was. Cauliflower and Kyle looked elated, like children. In fact, they are not too young. It can only be said that the vast majority of Saiyans are very simple, even when they are adults, there are only so many things in their minds. And that's why Bergette only sees them as sisters. All the players of the 6th universe went straight to the ring. It seems to be to accept the honor of victory together. There are only 2 players, still staying here, without making the slightest action. These 2 people, there is no doubt that the despicable and sinister Frost and the natural rebel Gabe. Of course, Frost was actually not gregarious because of his personality. After his true face was revealed, he was a villain, and it was normal for him to be difficult to integrate. Gabe is different. What he faces is a difficult choice and an inner struggle. You kid, did you make a sloppy talk earlier? I regret it now, but it's too late. How about it? Do you want to come and play with me in the future? If we join forces with you and me, we can also walk sideways in the 6th universe. Of course, the premise is not to touch this group of people. Frost found Gabe's strangeness, and his heart was full of solicitation. When a person is in extreme depression, it is also the time when his will is the weakest. Of course, he was so used to it that he didn't realize that Gabe didn't take him seriously, and he didn't listen to him at all. Master. You, just admit defeat. Brother Bergette, it's really my fault. Gabe resisted the urge to cry, clenched his fists, and the emotions in his heart were brewing on. Even at this moment, he is still fantasizing about the victory of the 7th universe, his master Vegeta coming to fulfill the previous promise. In his opinion, Bergette will not fulfill the promise to restore the whole universe, and it also represents the battle just now, which is the last time he meets his master, and from today, he will never be able to see his most beloved again. Master, Vegeta. In the final analysis, the fact that he still had such negative emotions at this time also showed that he was completely useless. On the ring fragment, the 6th universe brought together 8 contestants along with gods of destruction Champa and Angel Vados. Everyone remained serious and did not speak, because they knew that the next most serious time, the Grand Priest, would be the award in person. The atmosphere became very solemn. Almost all the eyes of God and Angel were focused on Bergette. The champion of this power competition is Bergette's, and the prize is also his. No existence can shake it. At this moment, the Grand Priest in the void slowly descended from the sky and stayed at a slightly higher position. Katakana middle dot katakana middle dot katakana middle dot katakana middle dot seeking flowers katakana middle dot katakana middle dot. At the will of Lord Zeno, Bergette-san of the 6th universe, as the champion of this power competition, have you thought about your next wish? No matter what wish, you can achieve it, this is you as the champion a reward. Grand Priest said in one breath. The development of the situation, even if there is a huge change, the main line is still the same as the original. Facing Grand Priest's question, Bergette did not answer immediately, but looked at Grand Priest earnestly. Advertisement. Even if he is strong to this level, he is still unpredictable Grand Priest. It is hard to imagine, what kind of existence is the supreme god of this Dragon Ball world, and what dimension is he? 16th dimension, 17th dimension, even 18th dimension. No, the Grand Priest is probably above these dimensions, and it is not impossible to go beyond the 18th dimension. There is still a very long distance between myself and him. Grand Priest, you asked me to make a wish, but you didn't take out the Super Dragon Ball, so how should I make a wish? Bergette's sarcastic remark made all the gods and angel present stunned. The first reaction of all of them was, is Bergette crazy to dare to speak to the Supreme Grand Priest like that? Wouldn't it be, don't want to live? Where does this guy have the confidence to speak to the Grand Priest like this? Even their angels don't have the guts, so they must remain humble in front of the Grand Priest. Bergette, do you guys know what you're doing? Hurry up and apologize to Lord Grand Priest. I know you're strong, but that's not the reason you can talk to Lord Grand Priest like that. 35 Champa's anxious eyes about to stare out. My grandfather, don't make this out at this critical moment. Grand Priest, not everyone can compare. In this world, it is absolutely under one person, over 10,000 people, only under the existence of Zeno-sama. Champa, pay attention to the way you speak. Grand Priest doesn't care about it, but you are very anxious. Besides, where do you see that I am disrespectful to Grand Priest? Bergette glanced at Champa, disdainful, retorted. These gods, in front of the Grand Priest, are like dog legs, without dignity at all. Grand Priest, in their eyes, is probably heaven, but in Bergette's eyes, this is the height he will eventually reach in the future. You, asshole, I'm here to save you. Don't know good people. Champa was sweating nervously, and his lips were trembling. He glanced nervously at Grand Priest, but found that the other party's expression was calm, with a faint smile on his face, and realized that Bergette's disrespectful words did not anger Grand Priest, but also made him himself breathe a sigh of relief. Fortunately, it didn't cause a catastrophe. Grand Priest's mind is far from what they can infer. Okay Champa, Bergette-san is the champion of the power tournament, and we are not subordinates. There is nothing wrong with him calling me Grand Priest, and indeed as he said, I didn't even bring out the Super Dragon Ball, how can I make a wish? Grand Priest said with a smile. In the next second, he raised one hand, and a mysterious space force circulated wildly under his mind. Single quote comma comma exclamation mark 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 exclamation mark. This mysterious and profound energy spreads the moment, causing the surrounding space to emerge with golden light. In an instant, this golden light completely illuminated the darkness of the boundless world, forming a whole new world. This dark world of nowhere was shrouded in golden light in an instant. The dazzling golden light fills every corner of the boundless world, fully illuminating this dark, chaotic, empty, and nothingness world. Such a spectacular and vast scene deeply shocked angel and gods of destruction in the boundless realm. Super Dragon Ball is not a mortal thing, but a wishing ball created by the most mysterious and unfathomable dragon god Salama among the gods, and it is spread throughout the 6th and 7th universes. These gods and angel not too often. Witnessing these 7 Super Dragon Balls, which are huge enough to be comparable to the size of a planet, instantly appeared in the boundless realm, Bergette opened her mouth with an incredible expression on her face. Is this the Super Dragon Ball? The product created by the dragon god of our family. I only heard rumors before, but today I saw the real thing with my own eyes. It's really a blessing for 3 lives. The 7 Super Dragon Balls the size of the planet are indescribably shocked. At the same time, he was very honored. As the descendants of the dragon family, the Namek people have always lived by believing in the dragon god, Lord Sarama, and even the skills of the Namek people to create the Dragon Ball were taught by Lord Sarama. Now, seeing with my own eyes the 7 Super Dragon Balls created by the dragon god Sarama are extremely sacred to Periton and any Namek person, just like seeing the dragon god Sarama deity, must remain in awe of people. Chapter 124 Make a Wish, Challenge Angel. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Politan's awe is the heaviest, and of course other people can't be without any emotional changes. It's really huge. It's comparable to the size of a planet. I don't know what kind of Shenron is summoned. Blinking, Demon King Hill sighed with curiosity. As a Demon King, she naturally knew the existence of Dragon Ball. However, it was the first time she had seen such a magnificent and vast sight. Such a Dragon Ball has never been seen before. At the same time, she also began to secretly expect, what kind of wish will Bergette make in the end? So huge, so powerful. Demon Oza kept repeating the same words on the spot. That sacred and boundless aura was also the most incredible he had ever seen in his life. This thing, just put it here, has a strong deterrent effect. Just like this, you can basically imagine how huge the summoned Shenron should be. I'm afraid, it is possible to be comparable to the size of a galaxy, right? Thinking of this, Oza swallowed a mouthful of saliva involuntarily. The next second, Grand Priest chanted the summoning spell to Super Shenron, and the realm of nothingness shook again. Comma comma exclamation mark 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 comma 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 exclamation mark 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 single quote. Boundless golden rays of light bloom on the surface of the 7 Super Dragon Balls, and the vast radiance seems to be enough to swallow everything. Everything in the boundless world is also shrouded in this golden light, and everyone can't help raising their hands to block in front of them. When the golden light dissipated, the divine Super Shenron with golden light spread all over his body appeared. That majestic and huge body, standing in the space of the boundless world, is so sacred, mighty, and domineering. The appearance of local tyrant Jin 137 Shenron made everyone feel incredible, even Bergette was shocked. It should be said that he is indeed the most sacred, huge and incredible local tyrant Jin Shenron in the Dragon Ball world. The shock brought by witnessing with his own eyes is far greater than that of a screen separated by a layer. Close black lens bracket with a sigh in his heart, Bergette also forcibly stabilized her mind. Then, Bergette-san, I have summoned the Super Shenron. No matter what kind of wish, the Super Shenron can come true. Now, please state your wish. Grand Priest put his hands behind his back, and his eyes fell on Bergette's on his body. He, at this moment, was extremely looking forward to what kind of choice Bergette would make. This human being, from the moment he was born, knew that he was not a person from this world, and the reason why he never made a move was also to test the other side. If it is harmless to this world, then staying will be of great help to his plans and future affairs. But if he makes an unacceptable wish at this time, then he will erase this alien. Located in the Xeno Temple, the 2 Xenos from the future time and the local time and space have both flown off their thrones and came to the void, overlooking the crowd. Make a wish, no matter what kind of wish you want, it will come true. Xeno of the local time and space, that voice was so seductive. As if, trying to induce Bergette to do something wrong, then he will start his next plan. Yes, no matter what kind of wish of Super Shenron can come true, hurry up and make a wish. Xeno of the future time and space also urged. The 2 Xeno, both making a wish in the guide Bergette, are also testing Bergette's heart. However, Bergette is a traverser, and he knows that this is just a trap. The wish of this power assembly has been decided from the beginning. Once Bergette makes a wish for her own selfish desires, then not only will he be erased, but even the sixth universe will be erased by Xeno. Advertisement. This power meeting would never have happened. The 8 universes with a lower average level would have been silently erased by Xeno. However, due to the intervention of Son Goku, this power conference was born, and it also gave the 8 universes a glimpse of life. It's impossible for a person to be selfish. If it were normal, I would not hesitate to make a wish that I want to fulfill. But now, there is a wish that is more important than everything and must be fulfilled. He muttered to himself. Bergette's eyes were fixed on Super Shenron. To be honest, Super Shenron was right in front of him, and he was moved. In the Dragon Ball world, in this world where strength is respected, only those with big fists are qualified. Innate talent and acquired efforts are equally important. Bergette belongs to the kind of person who works hard but has average talent. At this level, he understands that various factors of bloodline talent are the key to all this. He also felt that Super Saiyan in the realm of the gods had come to an end, and now he had to rely on his own efforts to find another way out with a higher ceiling. To be honest, long ago, he had imagined that he would not take the path of the power of gods, to dig deep and develop the power of blood in Saiyan's body. Unfortunately, there has never been an accurate direction and answer. When he wanted to develop the power of Saiyan's bloodline, he had no clue. On the contrary, he embarked on a path of divine power. Now, Super Shenron can fulfill his wish and help him develop the power of blood within Saiyan. With such an opportunity in front of him, it is impossible for Bergette not to be moved. Besides, Bergette also has a selfishness, and that is Super Shenron. Can he help him to travel back to the previous world? Then, Bergette-san, please state your wish. Grand Priest said with a half smile, waiting for Bergette's answer, which was the last chance. Now, the 12 angels and the 4 gods of destruction saw what was going on. Only the idiot Champa didn't understand what was going on, guessing what Bergette's wish was going to be. This is a trial. This is my wish to restore all the universes destroyed by Xeno. Bergette said this wish without hesitation. As soon as these words came out, all the contestants in the 6th universe couldn't believe it, and none of the gods thought that this man had such a big heart and made such a wish. The 12 angels nodded slightly, acquiescing that Bergette passed the test. Don't change it. Sure, that's the wish. Grand Priest asked rhetorically. Bergette didn't answer, just smiled. This is his answer. If that's your wish, then, it will come true right away. Grand Priest nodded, glancing meaningfully at Bergette. The next second, he turned to Super Shenron and repeated Bergette's words in God's language. The wish fell, and the Super Shenron's body burst out with endless willpower. This magical power penetrated the realm of nothingness in an instant, and instantly retraced the universe that had been erased by Xeno. As this, the power of the dragon god Salama. Such a mysterious power. In this world, he is the only one who has the power to reverse Xeno's ability. Bergette sighed in her heart, saying to the dragon god Sarah Ma's existence is even more unbelievable. This mysterious dragon god has never shown his face, but his legend is circulating in the world. Maybe, this dragon god, in a sense, is a greater existence than Xeno. Time passed, and in just a few seconds, the golden light dissipated, and the Super Shenron disappeared automatically in the realm of nothingness because of the fulfillment of his wish. At the same time, there are also 7 Super Dragon Balls. This world has become empty, silent and dark again. Advertisement. Wish came true. The 7 universes erased by Xeno were also reversed in this huge will and recovered. Bergette-san, your wish has been fulfilled. As you wished, universe, which was erased by Xeno-sama, has been restored. Grand Priest put his hands on his back and gave Bergette the answer in a high-up gesture. Hearing this, Bergette was unmoved and could not see the slightest mood swing. Now that the wish has been fulfilled, it is time for them to leave the boundless realm. But at this moment, Bergette had no plans to leave, his firm eyes fixed on the Grand Priest, as if something had to be done. Hey, you guys are out of your mind and want to challenge the Grand Priest. At this time, Champa suddenly realized that something was wrong. He was stunned when he saw Bergette's explicit eyes, and his eyes were full of horror. As soon as these words came out, everyone was astonished, Angel and God felt incredible, and looked at Bergette with shock, but more of pity. To challenge the Grand Priest, is it beyond your own power, or is it self-defeating? This Saiyan, wouldn't he think that he could fight the Grand Priest after winning a mere championship of power? This kind of behavior is no different from being insane. However, Grand Priest didn't care, he was even more interested in Bergette, the human who always brought him some unexpected surprises. Then, Bergette-san, what other requests do you have to say? As the champion of the Power Conference, I can privately fulfill a small request from you. As long as it is within the scope of my responsibility, if you have anything to say, just say it. Seeing Bergette's careful thought, a rich smile appeared on Grand Priest's face. He seemed to guess what was going to happen next. Bergette, a human, will always bring him some unexpected surprises. Now, it seems that the champion of this power competition cannot be satisfied with the heart of this human being who wants to fight. Hey, you won't fight with that fit warrior, have you broken your brain? Paradin on the side took a deep breath. You know, challenge the Grand Priest. Although he didn't know much about Grand Priest, from the first moment he saw the other party, his intuition told him that this existence was not simple, it was very powerful, and its mystery was far higher than Angel. Even during the game, the Angel's attitude towards the Grand Priest is respectful. This is enough to prove that this supreme god is very scary. Bergette, are you really going to challenge this monster? The Majin Oza, the king of the demon world, Hill, Caulifla, and Kale all began to worry about Bergette. The other party won't really do such a crazy act. Even Angel Vados gave Bergette a warning look. Grand Priest is her father, and she naturally knows how great and powerful her father is. Although Bergette is very good, he can even be called the first warrior in the 8 universes, surpassing the existence of gods of destruction, but in front of the Grand Priest, he is as small and fragile as an ant. The strength looks very powerful, but in fact it is the same thing. In the eyes of their angels, Bergette is just average, not to mention other angels, just her. Vados believes that Bergette who wants to deal with the Super Saiyan Blue Third Order and boundary-breaking state with his own ability is very easy. It can even play each other between the palms of the hands. However, even a strong person like her is not a single-finger enemy of the Grand Priest. Facing everyone's questioning gazes, Bergette shook her head and explained helplessly, "Who do you take me for? I'm a Saiyan, and I'm belligerent, yes, but I'm not a fool, I'm not crazy yet. To challenge the idea of Grand Priest. 99. Advertisement. Bergette's explanation brought a sigh of relief to everyone in the 6th universe. But what Bergette said next made them stunned, shocked, and then dumbfounded. Grand Priest, won the championship of the power tournament, I have an unkind request. I want to challenge Angel, can you please? Bergette expressed her true thoughts. Plus equals. The 12 angels at the moment were all surprised and unbelievable. Bergette, a human, didn't want to die to challenge the Grand Priest, his real purpose was them angels. Even the Grand Priest was surprised by Bergette's request. He thought that Bergette wanted to give the opponent some kind of ability, but he didn't expect that Bergette actually made a request to challenge Angel. This is not impossible. 12 angels' eyes fell on Grand Priest at the same time, waiting for the decision of the Supreme God. Mortals challenge Angel, which has never happened since universe was born tens of billions of years ago. They, Angel, have existed since before universe was born, and they have no idea how many reincarnations they have lived. They have no idea how long they have cultivated in the endless lifespan of 1.5, and they are getting stronger every moment. Now, a human who has just won the championship of the power tournament dares to challenge them with nonsense. Is this courageous, or is it pretentious? After pondering for a moment, an interested smile appeared on Grand Priest's face, and he nodded slightly. I agree to your request. As the champion of the power tournament, Bergette-san, your light is indeed very dazzling. The 12 angels here, you have also heard, and now someone is going to challenge you. Shouldn't he refuse a challenge from a mortal? Grand Priest's eyes swept over the 12 angels holding scepters, and a playful smile appeared on his face. The meaning is already obvious. Who among you is willing to take on Bergette's challenge? Angel Avamo of 1st universe. Angel Saba from the 2nd universe. Angel Canberley of the 3rd universe. Angel Cornick of the 4th universe. Angel Kukardal of 5th universe. Angel Vados of the 6th universe. Angel Whis from 7th universe. Angel Curran from 8th universe. Angel Mojito from 9th universe. Angel Cuz of the 10th universe. Angel Marcarita of the 11th universe. Angel Martinu of the 12th universe. This is currently Bergette's choice, and any of these angels could be his opponent. At this moment, Angel Vados of the 6th universe talked to Bergette through the ability of telepathy. Bergette, I know you are very powerful, but this time you are in trouble, and even challenge the Grand Priest Lord Angel. The request, it has never been seen since the beginning of the universe's birth. Close black lens bracket. Chapter 125 The Horror of Grand Priest. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. The voice of Vados resounded in her heart, which made Bergette stunned for a moment, then laughed again. He really didn't expect that the angel of the 6th universe would actually persuade him like this. Is this a concern? Or is it a concern? Vados, are you warning me to give up the idea of challenging Angel? Although we have not known each other for a long time, you should have known my existence long ago, and you should have known me too. Once you have identified something, you will never give up. Bergette smiled slightly, looked at Vados, and communicated with Vados through telepathy. This kind of darkness made the concern in Vados' eyes even stronger. I'm saving you, Bergette-san. Please don't underestimate Angel, and don't be too conceited. As Angel, I can only tell you and the other universes seem to be amiable and have no emotions, but they are actually eager to kill you. In this way, not only can the average level of our universe be lowered, but also your threat can be erased. In fact, so far, there are so many angels, because of your specialness and your words and deeds, they have murderous intentions towards you. Close black lens bracket. The words of warning lingered in her heart, and Bergette felt this kind of alertness. Vados, I know what you want to say, and I also know what I want to do. You want to tell me that although my strength is very strong, I still have a long way to go compared to Angel. As for what you said, yes, there are some angels who want to kill me. They should be the weakest of the three of you, right? No one has dared to challenge angels since the beginning of the universe. My existence has had a huge impact on angel status. However, I still do it today. Look, I will tell you the truth, you angels are not invincible. Bergette's attitude is very firm, firm enough that Vados didn't even know what to say. You guy is really hopeless. However, this is the end, I can't stop you, I can only wish you good luck, Bergette. Hope, your last resort can save your life. Close black lens bracket Vados can only cut off the telepathy with Bergette. Since the other party has made up her mind, it is useless for her to say more. With a helpless sigh, Vados raised his head and looked at his father. Grand Priest felt it, and after looking at each other with Vados, he set his sights on Bergette again. At this time, Bergette also emptied her mind and completely calmed down. To be honest, Vados's exhortation and concern warmed his heart. Since the time of crossing until today, there are not many people who really care about him. As Angel, Vados has only known him for a few days. This concern is not fake, but comes from the heart. Although he didn't know why Vados communicated with him directly by telepathy, it was inevitable, there was only a reason. Look carefully, I won't be defeated easily. If I don't have full confidence, how can I do this? Besides, if my actions are all faced and understood by you angels, then what should I do? How mediocre is it? Thinking to herself, Bergette smiled arrogantly, with an unprecedented confidence and fighting intent in her eyes. This change is also felt by all the existences around. Especially Grand Priest, the smile on his face is even stronger. It seems that Bergette-san has made a decision. So, which angel are you going to challenge? Which angel? The problem is back to the starting point. In response, the 12 angels stepped forward one after another. Because of the words of the Grand Priest, they had to take action, and they had to face this challenge from mortals. Angel Abimo of the first universe. Although mortals have various limitations, there is indeed a possibility that we angels are unpredictable. Self-introduction. I am Angel of the first universe, Abimo. If you want to challenge me, I will let you know that the power of knowledge is no weaker than the combat power you have mastered. Angel Saba of the second universe. Angel Saba of the second universe. The strongest of the sixth universe, won the championship of the power conference. You showed your strength to God and Angel, but it's not you proud capital. Powerful, there is a limit in your eyes, Angel, there is no limit. 35. Advertisement. Angel Canberley of the third universe. Angel Canberley of the third universe. Wisdom and stupidity are often just a matter of one thought. One moment you were a wise man who could master everything, but now you are an unreachable fool. With your power, although you have surpassed the realm of God, you have only touched the barrier of a higher boundary. Angel Konik of the fourth universe. I am amazed by your strength, but with your strength, you are still unable to fight against me. If you choose me as your opponent, your proud strength will not be able to cast the slightest. As the angel of the fourth universe, I, Konik, are not suitable for your current opponent. 35. Angel Kukardal of the fifth universe, the powerhouse of the sixth universe. I admire your strength and fighting style. But also, I would like to inform you that, as one of the universes that did not participate, our fifth universe, there is an existence no worse than you. Angel Vados from sixth universe. I don't need to say anything, Bergette-san, you won't challenge me. Angel Whis of the seventh universe. My elder sister is really smart, and she just left herself clean. I think Bergette-san's purpose should not be me. Angel Karen of the eighth universe. It's not you, then it's probably not me. From the beginning to the end, your excellency never looked at me. But even so, let me introduce myself, I'm from the eighth universe. Angel Karen, also the older brother of your universe Angel Vados. As he said that, Karen showed a wicked smile, which caused Vados's dissatisfaction, but he couldn't say anything. He only muttered in his heart. I'm your sister, okay. Angel Mojito of the ninth universe. Alas, alas. It's really a wave of unrest. The three of you, but all of a sudden you put out your relationship, and you're from this time in one breath. I got away from the challenge. Well, up to now, I can only choose whatever I want. I don't need to tell you, you know who I am. Angel Mojito of the ninth universe has always been paying attention as one of your angels, I'm quite optimistic about you. Angel Kess from the 10th universe. ENMMM. I'm Kess. Angel from the 10th universe. 35. Angel Makarita of the 11th universe. Oh, ah. Big sister is starting to pretend to be cute again, kawaii. Poohehehe. I'm Angel Ma from the 11th universe. Karita, Bergette-san is going to challenge, can't it be me? Angel Martinu of the 12th universe. Humph. It's time to stop joking. Don't you think it's a shame to be challenged by mortals? As Angel of the 12th universe, I Martinu is no other angel, if you challenge me, be prepared to be killed by me. Angels from the 12 universes introduced themselves and said what they had to say. The choice fell into Bergette's hands. Who to challenge is indeed a difficult problem. However, Bergette had planned it early on, and had already thought about it. Of the 12 angels, the weakest 3 are his best targets. They are Canberley from the 3rd universe, Mojito from the 9th universe, and Martino from the 12th universe. The 3 of them, according to the data seen on the surface, are all at the 12th dimensional level. Of course, this is only superficial strength, but even all of it will not exceed the 13th dimension. So, instead of challenging one of them, challenge who? Camberley, Mojito, or Martino? Everyone, God, Angel stared at Bergette, wanting to hear him speak. Time passed by every second. It wasn't until Grand Priest spoke again that the quiet atmosphere was broken. Bergette-san, the time you chose can't be too long. The two Xeno adults are very excited now, and they also want to see you and you sooner. Which angel will fight? Using Xeno as a shield, in fact, even he himself was anxious. He also wanted to know faster, his choice. If that's the case, then, let's go to Angel Martinu from the 12th universe. Of all the angels, you are the only one who is the most direct. Since you want to kill me so much, then I will give you this chance. 12 universes Martino, Bergette said mercilessly. Advertisement. As a traveler, as a strong person, after coming to this world, no matter how strong or weak, Bergette has always held the belief that no one will offend me, I will not offend anyone else, and if anyone offends me, I will offend anyone else. Since people ridiculed him so shamelessly, he must face it head on. Moreover, Martinu is one of the angels who Vados reminded him to kill him. Even, she is the angel who least hides her killing intent. Such a choice made Grand Priest slightly stunned, somewhat unexpected. All angels were in disbelief because of Bergette's choice. You must know that Angel has always maintained a stable inner heart and never showed his emotions to the outside world easily. This is normal time. Once at a certain time, Angel also has an emotional existence, such as Martinu from the 12th universe, she obviously showed her murderous intention directly. No one could have imagined that Bergette's attitude would be so strong, and she directly chose Angel who showed her murderous intentions to herself. This is undoubtedly self-defeating. Unless, Bergette really has some incredible reliance, and this reliance is comparable to the strength of their angel. After all, even Martino couldn't believe it. She didn't want to get involved in this right and wrong, so she also revealed her true heart. But instead of helping her be excluded, doing so became Bergette's first target. Humph. Hee. Human. Saiyan, are you sure you want to choose me? Martinu's face showed a very playful look, the fat face slightly ferocious, looking a lot more evil. She is not that easy to challenge. Among all angels, although she is not the most outstanding, she is definitely not the weakest. Didn't I already say it? Since you want to kill me so much, then I'll give you this chance. This is the second time, don't make me repeat it for the third time. Her eyes narrowed slightly, Bergette confirmed again. The atmosphere suddenly became weird. Obviously, the situation is a little out of control now, especially when Martinu was provoked, and the power of Angel was flowing from his body. Aside, watching the object Bergette is going to challenge is determined, all the players in the 6th universe began to worry about Bergette. Whether it's Periton, or Hill, or Caulifla and Kaylee. After all, challenging Angel is something that has never happened since ancient times. Gods of Destruction Katakana middle. Champa sucked in a breath of cold air and swallowed a mouthful of saliva. As the gods of destruction, what he said now is nonsense and has no effect. He, like the contestants in the previous power conference, has no right to speak. Advertisement. Above, Grand Priest accepted such a challenge and made arrangements. Since Bergette-san has determined the challenge object, then, all beings, return to the spectator seats immediately. No one is allowed to participate in this battle, and no one is allowed to stop it. The rules are like a power meeting. As for the ring. The words came out of Grand Priest's mouth, and he paused slightly, raised his hand, and snapped his fingers. 137 The arena of the power conference that had been destroyed to the point of being unsightly, unexpectedly quickly backtracked and recovered in an unimaginable situation. Originally full of debris and dust, the boundless space quickly returned to the situation at the beginning of the power conference. This is the Grand Priest. This is the unimaginable ability and strength of the Grand Priest. If it was Angel, it would be absolutely difficult to do it easily. There is no doubt that this is going back in time, not some other means. Although he has never felt the horror of the power of time, Bergette can somewhat guess it. The power of time is also the power to truly master time. Moreover, the power of time mastered by Supreme Kai is completely different. The rules of time mastered by Supreme Kai are just the foundation, speeding up the progress of time, or slowing down the progress of time. Everything around him returned to its original state, and the ring under his feet gave Bergette a somewhat trance-like feeling. Opposite him, there is only one angel standing, that is Martino, his next opponent. Does the two sides still make sense in terms of rules? Grand Priest's voice fell again, how shocking these words were. I don't care, Lord Grand Priest, I just don't know if the challenger needs to change the rules that are more beneficial to me. With murderous intent, Martinu's words seemed so indifferent. As Angel, her arrogance can be seen in general. Hearing this, Bergette smiled calmly. As I said before, since this challenge involves life and death, then there is no need to place many restrictions. No matter whether life or death, it depends on its ability, how about it? With arrogant words, Bergette's operation once again shocked the gods and all angels. The 6th universe players all broke into a cold sweat for Bergette. What the hell are you trying to do? Looking for death, there is no such thing. When all the existences were shocked, Bergette's words also sounded again. Since, it is an open challenge. Then I hope that all other existences who restore the universe also see my battle with Angel. This, Grand Priest Lord should be satisfied too. After all, you are Grand Priest. 55. Let all the gods and players who restored universe return to the boundless world to watch the battle against Angel. In Bergette's words, since we want to fight, we should fight openly and happily, and let all universe know and see. Saiyan of the 6th universe, your unrestricted request seems a little too confident. Lord Grand Priest, how can you call it? Also, it's just beyond the realm of God. You really think, can you reach the same height as Angel like me? Even if your Super Saiyan blue color third order boundary breakthrough, in front of Angel, it is not worth mentioning. I want to kill you, but in the blink of an eye. Angel Martino said viciously. Chapter 126 The First Battle Between Mortals and Angel. Open black lens bracket subscription close black lens bracket. Previous chapter. Next chapter. Advertisement. Facing Martino's explicit remarks, Bergette's smile deepened. Really? It's just a blink of an eye to kill me. Then you can come and try. Can you kill me in the blink of an eye? However, you must be clear, no matter the battle of life and death, if you can't kill me, then you will be killed by me. Even if you are Angel. 35 Now that Martino is so explicit, Bergette doesn't want to save her any face. In his eyes, Martino's strength is even 100 positive at the 12th element level. But it's not enough to make him afraid. It can bring pressure to him, but if you want to kill him in seconds, don't think too much. For Bergette, to kill him, prepare to be killed by him. And that's what Bergette wants. The reason why I chose her is precisely because of her murderous intent. Only in this way can he be forced to become stronger. Fights without pressure are meaningless. Like his fight with Vegeta, like his fight with Jiren, and like his fight with Gogeta, after all, it's just a warm-up exercise. Hearing Bergette's words, Angel Martino's squinting eyes became a slit. A gloomy and icy evil spirit burst out from her eyes in an instant. Bergette only felt a gust of cold wind swept across her body, and it was just the imposing aura that emanated from the invisible, which made him shudder. You said. You want to kill Ben Angel. Humans, I have to say that you are really brave. Martino's dissatisfaction was already revealed on his fat face. As an angel, she is high and mighty. When have you ever been so angry? Interesting. As expected of Angel, even if it is the weaker being in Angel, it is only a trace of killing intent that blooms invisibly, which makes me feel danger all over my body. Sure enough, I chose you correctly. Well, it is my stepping stone, help me to climb to a higher realm, close black lens bracket. Feeling this deadly murderous intention, Bergette laughed instead of anger, and began to get excited. Saiyan, a family that is strong when it is strong, is the best reconciler for Bergette with a threatening killing intent. In particular, Bergette can use her to start her own plans. God's power, he has already climbed to a certain limit. If he wants to climb again, there is no way to do it except to learn magical skills. On the contrary, the power of blood that was temporarily put down many years ago is expected to climb to a higher peak at this time. At the beginning, he did not pursue a breakthrough in the power of God all the way after crossing, but has been developing the bloodline all the time. Later, it was equivalent to rebuilding, temporarily letting go of the sublimation of the power of blood. In simple words, in fact, Bergette many years ago was actually so powerful that no one could match it, surpassing gods of destruction Champa. But in order to be stronger, Bergette resolutely chose to rebuild the power of God. In this way, you can reach a higher level in the future. The scene seemed very anxious. Just because this battle has not yet been approved by the Grand Priest, whether it is Bergette or Angel Martino, can only wait. The arena has been completely repaired, everyone, gods, and angels have returned to the viewing area, and must not interfere in this battle process. According to your request, Bergette, I have recalled the gods and players who have returned to each universe. Wait until all the personnel are ready. This challenge has officially begun. After a moment of silence, the Grand Priest spoke up. As the words of Grand Priest fell, the rage and killing intent in Angel Martino's eyes subsided a lot. After all, she can't do it without permission. Grand Priest had already ordered it, no doubt it was addressed to her. However, even if the terrifying coercion was withdrawn, a chill that penetrated deep into the bones could still be felt from her. The tense situation was temporarily resolved. In the next second, Grand Priest raised his right hand again, and a mysterious force surged wildly under his will. Exclamation mark 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 single quote. Advertisement. With the surge of this mysterious power, the originally shrunk auditorium was expanded and extended again. In the area of the auditorium, 7 empty places suddenly burst into white light. Under the action of this mysterious power, the warriors who participated in the power conference in various universes and the gods of destruction and Supreme Kai of various universes returned together. At one thought, 70 contestants, as well as Supreme Kai and gods of destruction from various universes, suddenly appeared. When everyone was summoned to the realm of nothingness again, no matter who it was, they all looked dazed and horrified. To be honest, I came before, led by Angel, and allowed by the Grand Priest. Everyone and God are ready. But this time it was a forced call. It can also be seen that the power of Grand Priest cannot be resisted. Such a majestic sight fills the heart with deep awe. At this moment, in the viewing area of the sixth universe, Angel Vados was worried and looked solemn. The development of things is always so unexpected. She never understood why Bergette made these choices. Moreover, it is even more strange why Bergette would choose an Angel Martino who has such terrifying murderous intentions as his opponent. After all, she and Martino had a deep grievance. In addition, Bergette is the person of their universe. Martino will inevitably suppress Bergette by forceful means. In order to suppress and reduce the average index of their sixth universe. She was still worried about Bergette, but was attracted by Bergette's calm expression. The calm appearance in the face of danger caused her, the reincarnated angel, to have special mood swings. Bergette, you are really a man who is unrestrained and unable to use common sense to figure it out. What kind of trump card gave you the courage to challenge Angel? You must be careful, although Martino the strength in Angel is at the end, but it is not so easy to deal with. Vados thought to himself. Now, no matter how much she thinks about it, it doesn't make any sense or use. Besides, the Grand Priest has already spoken, no existence should interfere in this battle. Return to the realm of nowhere. 11th universe here. What's going on? Didn't we get wiped out by Xeno-sama? How could we still be here? Same. Mr. Vermut, welcome back. There is a good show waiting for us to watch next. I will call you back, but Saiyan, Bergette of the 6th universe means. It is also him. To Super Shenron made a wish that everything erased by Xeno-sama would return to its original state. Angel Makalita smiled with a harmless expression. Huh, what do you mean? 35 Vermut at the moment, his brain is still in a state of shutdown. Hearing Makarita's explanation, he couldn't react for a while. After pondering for a while, he suddenly understood something, his pupils suddenly enlarged, and his unbelievable eyes looked towards the restored ring. He knows what's going on. What happened just now is not a dream, but they have been erased, but because of the mysterious power of Super Shenron, they have been restored again. It turns out that, I didn't expect that the development of the situation will become like this. Saiyan of the 6th universe, actually made such a wish, and it was admitted. Vermut confirmed to Angel Makalita. On the side, Jiren and Topo, who had been resurrected and returned to their peak state, concentrated their attention. They all heard Margarita's words and understood what was going on, but they were still waiting for Margarita's answer. After all, it's just too fantastical. To be honest, I also feel very strange. Bergette of the 6th universe not only reversed the ability of Xeno-sama to erase everything with the Super Dragonball wish, and restored all the universes that were erased by Xeno-sama, but he is also right now. Angel Martino of the 12th universe has challenged. When Angel Makarita said this, everyone was shocked. Advertisement. What did you say? Are you sure you're not joking with me? He challenged Angel. Vermut was dumbfounded, and he didn't expect it to be erased for a while, and that happened big change. Equals. He is going to challenge Angel. Topo's eyes widened, and his eyes involuntarily looked towards the arena that had been repaired in the boundless world. Angel Martino of the 12th universe, indeed standing in the ring, seems to be waiting for something. Opposite Bergette, still maintaining the same attitude. This is true, not false. This man really wants to challenge Angel. At this moment, Jiren also had an incredible look in his eyes. His eyes were solemn, and he directly locked Bergette and Angel Martino, and his heart was full of admiration and awe. This guy is so kind. He did what he wanted to do, but didn't dare to do it all. He is stronger than Vermut, but he is still a long way from Angel. Even now, he didn't have the courage to challenge Angel. But Bergette did. He resurrected them and called them together so that they could all witness the first battle between mortals and Angel. Taking a deep breath, Jiren calmed down her restless emotions and agitated heart, clenched her fists, and focused her attention. This battle, he must see all of it without falling. Open black lens bracket. How unfathomable you are. You who defeated me, can you defeat Angel? Close black lens bracket. Jiren was full of anticipation at this moment, and for some reason, he suddenly wanted to let Bergette win. He wants to verify whether Angel's existence is really so invincible and powerful. Going beyond God is not enough, we must go beyond even Angel. Bergette will challenge Angel as immortal. 7th universe here. All the people who were erased looked stunned and horrified. The erased Vegeta was also redivided into Son Goku and Vegeta at this time. After all, they are the carriers. Hey, aren't we wiped out? Why are we still in the borderless world? I remember that after Vegette conceded defeat, we were wiped out by Xeno-sama's ability. Son Goku looked around with a confused expression, wondering if he was asking who. It all seemed like a dream, but it was so real. You ask me, who do I ask? What happened after the game? Vegeta was also curious about what happened after they conceded defeat. Let me explain to you about this issue. Angel Whis said, and explained to everyone in the competition what happened just now. Knowing the cause and effect after the game, everyone was stunned. The Bergette of the 6th universe not only resurrected all of them with the Super Dragon Ball ability, but also dared to challenge Angel of the 12th universe. They are now summoned to the realm of nothingness, and will serve as spectators to witness the battle between Bergette and Angel, and the first official collision between mortals and Angel. That guy, is he crazy? Thinking that he has won a power tournament, he can defiantly challenge Angel. What are you kidding? He knew very well what this battle meant and what it represented. Advertisement. That's Angel. The existence that existed before the birth of the universe. Their gods of destruction are not even a fart in front of Angel, although on the surface it is a master-servant relationship, but in fact, Angel's status is far more than these gods of destruction. Otherwise, Angel would not be excluded from the scope of Xeno's erasure. Bergette can surpass the gods. Beerus can understand. After all, the strength is there, and there is no objection to surpassing the gods. However, challenging Angel is a bit over the top. Even Beerus, the strongest among the 12 gods of destruction, dare not say that his strength has reached the level of Angel, let alone challenge Angel. Does he really want to do this? Challenge Angel like Whis? Such explosive news made Son Goku break into a cold sweat. Angel's horror, his image is very deep. It can not only reverse time, reverse life and death, but also resurrect others. Now, although he has initially entered the realm of gods of destruction, he is still a long way from the peak of gods of destruction. Not to mention, above the gods of destruction, the most mysterious and powerful angels. This guy really did something that all of them couldn't look up to and admired. Unlike Son Goku's astonishment, Vegeta was surprised, but more joyful in his heart. As the Prince of Saiyan, it is not enough to go beyond the gods just to be in the arena of this power competition. Only by surpassing Angel can they satisfy their warlike hearts. Saiyan, who will never be submissive, has already had a lot of dissatisfaction in his heart. Why, good Zhao, you gods and angels are above our Saiyan strength. I'm not as good as you, Vegeta. However, now there is a Saiyan who can surpass God, and it's not impossible to surpass you, Angel. Open black lens bracket. You shouldn't do anything you are not sure about. Let me see, what is your trump card for challenging Angel? Vegeta was so excited that he was about to shout out. As Ruan Sheng universe, both are Saiyan, Vegeta also intuitively regards Bergette as the 6th universe corresponding to his existence. To be honest, he also wanted to challenge Angel like Bergette, but he didn't have the strength and qualifications. He couldn't even surpass gods of destruction, so how could he challenge Angel? If he really did that, he probably didn't know how he died. Ho 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 ho. It's really interesting. As soon as I came back from resurrection, I found such an interesting scene. I skipped gods of destruction and went to challenge Angel, and challenge the existence above God as immortal. The battle is far more exciting than the power conference. Let me, Frieza, see whether their angels are really invincible. 35 is the Emperor of Evil. Frieza's curiosity and expectations are also aroused at this moment. In his perception, Bergette is a strong, fearsome, invincible monster. His golden mode, even others can't stop it. Then, how much worse is such a monster compared to Angel? In the past, he could only look up to gods of destruction, but since he mastered the power of the golden form, he found that gods of destruction was not invincible. Now, Bergette is standing on a higher level than him, going to challenge Angel. If he wins, it will prove that Angel is not invincible. As long as they can win, all the people of universe will see a new way. They will not stop at the moment. They will think that as long as they are strong enough, even Angel can defeat it. Minute. P.S. Recommend a friend's new book. Vados is a teacher. I teach her father to open up the realm of the gods. Also a 10-year-old author, this book can be said to be a masterpiece. It's refreshing.